Continue to run the city, no cap, rap news, baby. We in the building, we in the building, we in the building, we in the building. Oh man, bruh. I'm up late nights, rambling through YouTube. That's what I'm doing. Shout out to everybody pulling up, man. Facebook, what up? YouTube, what up? Say what up in the comments, man. We finna start, bro. Right now, we gonna do our swamp stories that say Alabama's dumbest demon.
Oh my God!
It say he smoked best friend and his cousin, and now his family want him gone.
Got him!
Jesus Christ.
Got him!
Jesus. All right, man, let's get into it. Of course, y'all know they talking about Honeycomb Braids, Alabama's own. Let's check it out.
Man, so you pretty much immune to getting in like that didn't really phase you. You didn't think about
it. You in big trouble. Boy, your is in big trouble. You know you in big trouble. You talk I can't come to the city, you know you're in big trouble on Big Dog. Yeah. And I'm gonna keep my spirit for real. Don't play with me on really like that. Don't play with me on really like that.
Welcome back to another episode of Swamp Stories. For this one, we dive into one of the craziest ones I've ever covered. I know I say it before every video, but this one is actually beyond comprehension. From family betrayal, friends crossing friends, rap beef, and so much more. We follow the entire life story of easily hip-hop's biggest goon. And I promise you everything in this video will absolutely blow your mind. This one is brazy, but before we get into it, let me run the intro. Despite this great progress, many slave owners in Alabama need to completely disregard the law.
Hell, he talking about slave owners
For
for
years, illegal slave ships were still arriving to the port of Mobile. Thankfully though, in 1860, the United States government finally decided to crack down. They successfully captured the very last slave ship to ever approach US soil. And after seizing it, they took the 110 captives and dropped them off in North Mobile. They were essentially given a plot of land called Africatown, and they were told
they be
to figure
going
it
too
out.
deep.
This
These
is what
white
makes
people
it
go
so
too
unique
deep.
and interesting. Over the next,
Let's go.
all of the
We talking about braids.
When I was accepted to SGU, that was one of
We
the...
want to hear about braids, cuz.
At SGU.
local businesses left in the area. So as you would expect, this led to some bad consequences, and Happy Hills became an extremely rough and dangerous area.
Say
Unlike
what up,
LA, where the
Facebook.
hoods
I
have
see y'all,
two-story homes,
boys.
manicured lawns and palm trees, this right here is the real trenches. And in this environment, there's no squabbling enemies or catching DPs, it's straight cutthroat at all times. The smallest disagreements can go straight to lethal consequences, and there's no such thing as a fair fight. It's truly a sad circumstance, but it's been the way of life in Happy Hills for quite some time. Trust me when I say that this environment is no joke, and that takes us to the early 1990s.
Oh.
During this period, Happy Hills had a local kingpin by the name of Honeycomb Jones.
Honeycomb Jones.
Throughout Alabama as a serious hustler in the streets of Mobile. But this would not be an easy journey for him, as he was in and out of jail throughout the 90s. And with all these years in jail, he was leaving behind his bloodline, specifically a son born in 1994. This would be his son named Nashawn Jones, who's commonly known as Little
Crazy.
As you would expect, Little Honeycomb had a rough childhood coming up, with both parents in and out of prison and hopping from house to house. On top of this, he was raised in real poverty and always had to fend for himself. To many of us at home, this is beyond comprehension, but to Little Honeycomb, this was basically normal. This is because his friends, classmates, and families in the neighborhood were pretty much going through the same things. This is just the sad reality of growing up in Happy Hills.
Happy Hills don't sound too happy, my boy.
Life of Nashawn Little Honeycomb Jones. Growing
At
up,
all.
Nashawn had two best friends from the neighborhood who he rolled with every day. These would be Ladarius Moore, also known as Stank, and Dedrick Thomas, also known as Day.
Stank is a hell of a name, cuz.
Honeycomb was always the leader of the group and was also the wildest too. He wasn't necessarily mean or aggressive, but he loved to test people's limits. And because of this, he was constantly getting in trouble at school, and he was also arrested at a very young age. Specifically, at 10 years old, he decided to break in rooms to go and ride around with go-karts with his friends. He knocked over a bunch of items and police came to arrest him within 15 minutes. But due to his age, all police could do was take him home to his parents to be disciplined.
Niggas rob rooms to go.
But here's the problem. Nishan's father had recently been sentenced to 20 years in prison and his mother was in jail as well. So police had to take him to his aunt on his dad's side, which wasn't exactly the best environment. In fact, it may have been the worst possible place for him. So let me break it down. When Big Honeycomb went to prison, money in the family pretty much dried up. I mean, it wasn't like they were balling beforehand, but now it was really, really bad. So in order to put food on the table, Big Honeycomb decided to keep running his organization from behind bars. And in order for this to work, he elected certain family members to run everything for him on the streets. One of these family members would be his nephew, who he put in charge of keeping track of the money. This nephew is his sister's son, which is the family who adopted Nishan when he went off to prison. So as you would imagine, keeping the money in the family and close to his son was the best option overall. But still though, trusting a poor teenager from the projects with thousands of dollars is always a risky move. Like, hey, I know I'm your nephew, but I gotta eat too. So it was only a matter of time before things went wrong. After just a few months, Big Honeycomb started to believe that his nephew was pocketing the money. He was pissed, feeling betrayed, and he wanted to do something about it. In his mind, even though it's his nephew, disloyalty is always unforgivable. So believe it or not, he allegedly calls up one of his goons in Mobile and tells him to put in work. Now, who is this goon, you might be wondering? Well, this would be none other than his 13-year-old son, Nishan Little Honeycomb Jones.
I don't like that shit.
You know, Pop said run it, so you gotta do it. Just do it. It's done. It really doesn't.
So a 13-year-old Honeycomb decides to hop off the porch for his pops, and here's how it goes. He's hanging with his friends in Happy Hills, and he somehow gets his hands on a blick. He then starts walking to his aunt's house in Plateau looking for his cousin. Because he's a leader, all his friends...
Hold up. When these white dudes be using slang and shit, it be sounding crazy as hell. Got his hands on a blick. Bitch, you don't know what no blick is.
Oh my God!
Let's go.
Along with him with no idea what he's about to do. He then finds his cousin outside with his squad and he decides to walk right up to him. His cousin thinks he's about to dap him up and he has no idea what's about to go down. And in front of everyone, Honeycomb whips out and makes a wild decision. Everyone is shocked and Honeycomb and his friends run back to Happy Hills. He assumes that his cousin is dead and this is when reality kicks in. What in the world did I just do? Did I really just claim the life of my own cousin? And now that I did this, my aunt will probably be pissed, so where can I even sleep? And on top of all this, if I get arrested, I'll never see the light again. As a last resort, Honeycomb decides to make a run for it. So at 13 years old, he goes on the run hiding from both his aunt's family and the police. We don't know the specifics, but somehow he fends for himself for months on end. Wow, this is crazy and I don't think I've seen anything like it. When I was 13, I was too scared to take public transportation, nonetheless survive on my own while ducking police. Oh, and I've never had my father ask me to eliminate my own cousin. So before you demonize Little Honeycomb, you have to put yourself in his shoes. Like at 13 years old, you'll literally do anything for your father. On top of this, he says that he never really wanted to do it and even regrets it to this day.
Paralyzed my own cousin, took a hit from a pop. Like, I was young then, though. Like, right now, I don't know if I still do that again. Because I still with Buzz. It was just a misunderstanding. But, I would have thought better about it. But I was young. Then my dad told me to run it. So, dad told me to run it. They're finna run it. You know how that go.
You can even see it in his face that he really regrets doing it.
Whoa, wait. You shot your cousin?
Yeah. yeah.
You a gangster,
Him and my dad, some shit with him and my dad.
Shit crazy.
Somebody came on missing with my dad.
As crazy as this already is, while Honeycomb was on the run, more tragedy would strike in his family. November 1st, 2007. Little Honeycomb happens to have an older cousin in the neighborhood named Robert Lucas, also known as Slick. Well, on this afternoon, Slick and his friends happened to be hanging out in the Joseph
Not Slick, bro, not Slick.
like any other day. They're standing around laughing and playing music in the parking lot. The commotion pisses off one of the neighbors in the projects and she decides to call 911. She tells police that there's a group of young men hanging outside selling illicit products. So at 5 p.m. a Mobile sheriff named Paul Birch pulls up to the projects. Slick notices him rolling through and he decides to turn around and sprint. This is because he believes the officer is there to serve a warrant on him, but that's simply not the case. Either way, his decision to run does not serve him well. When the officer notices Slick running away, he decides to get out of his car and go chase him. He chases him through the projects, and that's when Slick trips and falls on his face. Because of this, the officer catches.
Shopify helps you
I hate when they bring these commercials out.
business.
Damn,
Sell it online.
in the middle of shit.
catches up to him and decides to draw down. Unfortunately, the situation ends in the worst way possible. Slick gets hit twice in the back, twice in the shoulder, and twice in the chest.
Oh my
And sadly,
God.
he wouldn't make it after being rushed to the hospital.
Rest in peace, Slick.
Obviously, it was a tragic situation, but it was also controversial. The witnesses believed that Officer Paul Birch was not justified in his actions. They all rallied to get him arrested, but nothing came of it.
I don't like that
This is
shit.
because the officer stated that Slick pointed a blick at him while he was falling, and because of this, he had to do what he had to do to survive. The sheriff and the district attorney agreed, so they both declined to charge him. The entire Happy Hills community was pissed. To them, it was a clear case of murder and they all decided to protest. So for days on end, the community gathered together and marched the streets of Mobile. This eventually caught the attention of the FBI and the Department of Justice, so they were forced to investigate. But here we are 17 years later and no charges were ever brought to the table. And on top of this, Paul Birch is currently the elected sheriff of Mobile County.
What?
New sheriff in town, Sheriff-elect Paul Birch.
Ain't that a
today
bitch?
is now sheriff of Mobile County. The swearing in got underway around 4 at the Crown Hall on Dolphin Street. Sheriff-elect Birch is replacing retiring Sheriff Sam Cochran.
Honeycomb would post about Slick on Facebook, and his friends are not too happy about Paul Birch.
That's
Drama,
fucked up.
drama, and more drama in the life of little Honeycomb Jones. After being on the run for numerous months, he finally
Little Honeycomb
decides to return
Jones.
home. Quickly though, right after his 14th birthday, he's arrested by Mobile County Sheriff. He was in for some potentially serious time, but thankfully the judge was lenient and only gave him 3 years. So from ages 14 to 17, he spent his every day and night in the Strickland Youth Center. Although it may sound miserable, for many youth offenders it's actually a very positive experience. Firstly, their living experience in the youth center may be better than it ever was growing up. But more importantly, as Charleston White explains it, it can provide structure and discipline that they've never had before.
But if you put the in any kind of institution, any kind of structured environment, structured program, they will flourish. They flourish in a structured environment.
But unfortunately, after they're done with their sentence, they're often thrown right back to the environment that got them there. And this often entails running with the same friends that they used to run with.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
For little Honeycomb, he was thrown right back into chaos. With both parents locked up and an aunt who hates him for paralyzing her son, you can only imagine. So after being released at 17, he moved in with his grandparents in the heart of Happy Hills. And as you would expect, he went right back to hanging with his day one friends in the hood. As kids, Honeycomb
Right back in the
was always
streets.
the bad one in the group, but now that they were grown, they were all on the same timing. With young Honeycomb, Det, and Stank walking the streets, you never knew what could go down. And sometimes bad situations could occur at any time and for any reason. That takes us to December 12th, 2011. It's a chilly winter dawn and Honeycomb and Det are walking through the neighborhood with nothing to do. So at 5:45 they decide to head to the community rec center. As they're walking down Center Street, Det notices a random man standing by his car. So for whatever reason, he walks up to the man and sparks a conversation. Honeycomb thinks Det's just being friendly, but actually he has other plans on his mind. So Honeycomb stands back as Det and the man are having a conversation by his car. Then in the middle of the conversation, Det whips out a blicky and says, "Run me your pockets." The man is hesitant and is slowly fumbling around, and that's when Det runs out of patience.
I'm not giving you $50.
After hitting him once in the shoulder, he begins to run through his pockets. He then discovers that the man has nothing, so he and Honeycomb run their separate ways.
Didn't have shit.
Thankfully, the man survives after being rushed to the hospital.
I don't
And
like
while
that
he's
shit.
recovering, police show up to ask him some questions.
I don't like
Who
that
did
shit.
this? What did they look like and what were they wearing? And for whatever reason, the man gives them a simple description. It was 2 young teenagers from the neighborhood and that's all I know. Believe it or not, Honeycomb's reputation was already so bad that police instantly thought it was him. So after finding his whereabouts, they instantly decided that he was a suspect.
You know why I say believe it or
Next
not?
day,
That shit is
Honeycomb's
normal
grandparents
around
will
this
get a
bitch.
knock on the door, and here we are again. Honeycomb is arrested for first-degree robbery and assault with a deadly weapon. After being taken in for questioning, police pretty much offered him an easy way out. We know you weren't alone when this happened,
trying to
so give
snitch.
us up who you were with and we'll let you go. Most teenagers in this situation would start squealing like Master Splinter or singing like Alicia Keys.
No, they wouldn't.
Honeycomb was already tougher than nails and realer than real, so he decided to not say a word. So as a result, the teenager was facing a long time in prison for something that he didn't do. He was willing to take it on the chin to stick to the street code and stay loyal to his day one homie.
I need a pause button.
Well, fast forward a few months and it's Honeycomb's first official court appearance on March 4th, 2012. During the hearing, the prosecutors try to get him to implicate on his friend once again, but he refuses to do so. He decides to remain solid while Det is back home hoping he doesn't squeal on him. So when Det gets word that Honeycomb stayed solid, he decides to go shoot some dice to celebrate.
Damn.
It's 7:30 p.m. on Selmer Street in Happy Hills. Everyone is outside on the block while Det is on the porch in a dice game. During the dice game, an OG named Anthony Jenkins gets upset. He tells Det that he owes him $5 for losing and he gets in his face. Det refuses to hand over the $5 bill, and that's when Anthony gets extra heated. He whips out a blick from his waistline and makes a terrible decision.
Damn. R.I.P. Det.
Yet another devastating loss for Honeycomb and the whole Happy Hills. Det was only 17 and lost his life to a 40-year-old over a $5 dice game. Oh, and here's the craziest part. Anthony was let out on a $2,500 bond, meaning that he posted $250 and went right back home to Happy Hills, putting not only his life but everyone else in the area's life in jeopardy as well. Man, Mobile is really something else. From questionable police activity to judges making blatantly dangerous decisions, it all just seems
It's
like
crazy. All Alabama like that.
For Honeycomb, he was absolutely devastated by the news of his best friend passing. He was already facing a decade in prison, so losing his best friend only added to his problems. I mean, I can't even imagine being in a jail cell for something I didn't do and then receiving this kind of news. But on the other hand, it did bring an interesting scenario to the table. Now that Det was gone, Honeycomb could potentially say that it was him who did the robbery. To many guys like Gangsta Williams, this is a no-brainer, but to Honeycomb, he would never go against the
Not your boy Gangsta Williams.
So instead, he took his lick and decided to go for a 4-year plea deal in Alabama prison. Although this may sound like a good deal, his time in prison was no joke. In fact, he describes horrible conditions in the facility and even says that he can only shower once every 3 days.
Yeah.
You took a bath every 3 days?
Yeah, every 3 days on blood. But you know, it probably been like
that's crazy.
A day, then skip a day.
It's 2 o'clock.
There be so much going on. Like they might hit some in the cold and get into a fight. They won't even let her take them. You know, they'll just handle her up for real. Like that's what they got going on now.
So how do you keep your hygiene up? Like, do they give you deodorant, or is there certain things you got to do to keep, you know, your body right from smelling a certain way?
Water now. I used to bathe in the sink and shit. You know, I ain't tripping. I ain't fucked up about it.
Like none of that made you like go insane at all at a period of time?
I got mad at a lot of time, but only reason I was getting mad, it wasn't about me being in the cell. It was about me not taking a shower. When I really wanted to take a shower, it'd be like, nah, y'all can't take nothing today. The jail on lockdown, and it'd be like the 3rd day.
He was willingly sustaining these horrible conditions all because he wouldn't tell on his friend. Definitely couldn't be me, but I do respect him for sticking to his
gangster.
Sadly, while he was enduring these horrible conditions, he would also lose some family members on the streets. On June 16, 2013, his cousins Tyvone and Timberly Jones would lose their life in a car accident in Happy Hills.
R.I.P. Trevor.
These two are forever remembered in the neighborhood, and many people have them tatted in commemoration. But this was yet more losses for Honeycomb to deal with while sitting in a disgusting prison. But if anyone in the world could shoulder these blows, it would be Mr. Little Honeycomb Jones. Well, now we move on to December of 2015, when Little Honeycomb is finally released. When Honeycomb gets home,
They done
all he
fucked
wants
up.
to do is turn his life around. The streets cause nothing but devastation in prison time, so it's definitely time for something new. So for fun, Honeycomb hops in the studio and quickly realizes that he's actually a talented rapper.
Yeah, he be spitting though. Facts. And they had to mute that
He
part.
figures that this may possibly be his ticket out of the hood. On top of this, while he was in prison, some of his childhood friends were seeing success away from the streets. Firstly, his friend and Happy Hills native Jaquaski Tart was drafted by the 49ers.
In the 2015 draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Jaquaski Tart, defensive back, Sanford.
Jaquaski was
That's
giving
what's
back
up.
to everyone he grew up with and was also giving back to the community.
Me growing up in this city, I experienced a lot growing up, and I just know what a lot of kids, I can relate to what a lot of kids been going through.
This case is never going to be solved.
Chance commercials.
We need some answers.
Let's go.
And I just hope they get out.
But believe
Facebook,
it or
what
not,
up?
Jaquaski
YouTube,
was not
what
the
up?
only success story at the time. Another childhood friend of Honeycomb was becoming a successful rapper in California. This would be Happy Hills / Sacramento's own OMB Peasy. But Peasy wasn't the only rapper, as his childhood friends Rollo Rodriguez and No Cap were seeing success as well. Not to mention that Deck's little brother Trey Baby was doing local comedy shows. The point is that the small city of Mobile was seeing a shining light. And
Let's go, Mobile. Let's go.
he could too. So
Family
he started
shit.
dedicating himself to rapping, and it took off right away. Under the rap name Honeycomb Brazy, he was cultivating some underground buzz. Could this be the way that he finally turns his life around? Well, I don't know what you expect, but now we head to February 1st, 2016. It's a late Sunday afternoon, and Honeycomb heads to the Woodlands Apartments in the nearby suburb of Whistler. He's heading to a woman's apartment who happens to be the girlfriend of his best friend Stank. However, on this afternoon, Stank is at work, and Honeycomb doesn't tell him that he's pulling up. Obviously, this is suspicious, but Honeycomb claims that he's only going over there to collect some money and possibly spark up. But here's how it actually goes. At 7 o'clock, she lets him into the apartment, and they're doing whatever for over an hour. They think nothing of it, but then at 8 o'clock, they get a loud knock on the door. As it turns out, Stank gets home earlier than expected and sees Honeycomb's car in the driveway. At first, he's just confused why Honeycomb is there, but then after no one responds to the door, he begins getting suspicious. So he bangs harder on the door, and still nobody opens up. So now he's pissed, and he uses all his force to kick the door down. Boom. He storms in the living room, and right there is Honeycomb and his girlfriend. An argument starts as Stank aggressively questions his friend as to why he's at his girlfriend's apartment. Honeycomb responds by saying that he's only there to collect money and nothing shady is going on. Stank doesn't buy it, the two start tussling, and that's when Honeycomb whips out.
Oh, son, bitch, I got a shotgun. I'll blow your bad body ass back out that goddamn door.
What in the world just happened? At this moment, time completely freezes.
I ain't laughing at that. I'm laughing at the goddamn soundbite.
Sandbox. How in the world could this have happened? Firstly, why was Honeycomb really at her apartment? If he was really just there to collect some money, why would Stank have reacted like that? And secondly, was Stank really that much of a threat for Honeycomb to respond with his weapon? Lots of important questions that only Honeycomb can answer.
Always be your homeboy.
My partner, I love my partner. He just tripped that day. You feel me? You know, if I could take it back, I'd take it back.
Obviously, he sees it as a self-defense situation. He also states that he never messed with the girl like that.
So you ain't even hit, you were just telling her, you know what I'm saying? You were just in her house type shit. You ain't even hit.
Oh, my grandma, granddad, I ain't never f*** her. Oh, my dear little brother Myron, never f*** her. You feel me? Really solid. It's just that how that happened.
Do you guys believe him or not? Let me know in the comments.
Nope.
Either way, just days after the incident, Honeycomb was arrested for second-degree murder. Typically in the South, this is considered self-defense, but when you flee the scene and fail to call 911, it is suspicious. So just months after getting out, the 22-year-old rapper was now facing life in prison. Now, the very start of a bright rap career was looking like the end of it. But Honeycomb fought the case for months trying to prove his innocence. And after a year of deliberation, the prosecution finally decided to drop the charges in favor of self-defense. This is because Stank wasn't on the lease of his girlfriend's apartment, meaning that it was considered a home invasion. So under Alabama's Stand Your Ground law, Honeycomb was completely justified in his actions. Wow, this is a cold world, and I really feel bad
Shit
for
crazy.
his family. Overall, this was a terrible situation, but what do you guys think? Was Honeycomb disloyal, and is what he did wrong? While the loss of Stank had much bigger implications than Honeycomb ever imagined. For him, he wanted to chalk it up to the streets and just leave it as an unfortunate situation. He saw Stank as a brother and truly wishes it never went down like this.
Yeah,
but
that's
to
fucked
Stank's
up,
friends
bro.
and family, what Honeycomb did was completely unforgivable. Firstly, linking with his girl behind his back, and then resorting to claiming his life.
How these white boys be knowing all this shit? They be getting too deep, bro.
Free Fire Max is now available.
They be knowing every goddamn detail.
While Honeycomb was in jail fighting his case, Stank's family was plotting for revenge if he ever got out. In fact, they were making everyone on the streets take a side. You're either rocking with us or you're rocking with him. There's no in between. So when Honeycomb was released from jail, he quickly realized who was on his side and who wasn't. And what he started to realize is that a lot of people who used to be close to him were no longer on his side. Now what if I told you that it wasn't for moral reasons, like they didn't leave his side because of what he did to Stank, and instead they chose the other side for a completely different reason?
That money.
It's because Stank's family is no ordinary family. In particular, Stank had an uncle by the name of Darren Southall, also known as DD, and this guy is easily the most feared man in Mobile history.
Oh, they were scared.
We'll have to dive into his story. Sorry, we'll get back to that bit in a second. Darren grew up in Happy Hills and was always known as a serious hustler in the streets. And in the 1990s, he was able to turn his hustling ways into a major organization. It was known locally as Darren Southall Distribution, but it was pretty much the BMF of the South. And no, I'm not exaggerating, because it's estimated that he was sitting on $24 million cash. With this kind of money, he could pretty much call any shot he wants to in the whole southern United States. And because of this, he was extremely feared in Mobile, even to the point where he was allowed to snitch. No, seriously, listen to this.
What?
He successfully operated under the radar until 2001, when the state government began investigating him. He had numerous mansions and supercars throughout the state, but his tax returns didn't show much income. None of it was adding up, so they decided to look into his operations, and here's what they found. They discovered his distribution and the music label he was using to launder his money. So as a result, in 2003, his entire operation was taken down and he was looking at 30+ years in prison. Everyone in Mobile thought the street legend was cooked, but Didi had other plans on his mind.
The hell is
that? He decided to tell on two of his coaches.
Oh, he got a Takashi wig.
Label that was laundering his money. In return, his sentence was reduced to a couple years, and he was back in Mobile in no time. He's still known as one of the biggest rats in history, but for whatever reason, Mobile just didn't care. He actually went right back to the hood and rebuilt his distribution from the ground up. You might be thinking, how is this possible? But I'm trying to tell you that in the South, nobody cares that you snitched if you have money or you're feared. So after some years of rebuilding his major distribution, Didi became the king of Mobile once again. According to some, a rat was running the city. I'm not exaggerating when I say that Didi was like royalty in Happy Hills, as nobody would dare to go against him or ever touch him. For example, look at this picture of him and Honeycomb back in the day. They used to be locked in, but after he claimed the life of his nephew Stank, Didi wanted all the smoke. He didn't want to hear any excuses, and he was not willing to negotiate. And because he had all of the money and power, most of Mobile decided to take his side. Oh, and not to mention that there was allegedly a 7-figure bounty on Honeycomb's head. They obviously put Honeycomb at a major disadvantage.
7 figures, bruh.
Because he never knew who was willing to cross him. Like if any of Honeycomb's friends wanted to collect Didi's bag, it was pretty much over for him. So in order to protect himself, he was forced to draw serious lines in the sand. You're either rocking with me or going over there, but I cannot have snakes in my circle. Because of this, he now had to be very careful who he was hanging with and where
bitch, I got a shotgun. I'll blow your bad body ass back out that goddamn door.
And I'm sure you can figure out what that means. Anyone claiming RN4L was willing to protect and die for Honeycomb, even though they were up against Thanos. So Didi
Thanos, damn,
was the new major beef in Mobile. Things were about to get crazy, and it was all dependent on Honeycomb coming home. Well, it's November of 2017, and Honeycomb officially beats his case and returns to Mobile. He knows he's up against a powerful boss, but he's way too prideful to leave his city. So he goes back to Mobile to pursue his rap career, but quickly things would get spicy. Just days after being released, Honeycomb is shot 8 times, including once in the head. His friends rush him to the hospital and the doctors don't believe he'll make it. But after a successful surgery, he's placed into a coma where he stays for 9 days. During this period, the doctors tell his family that he will wake up, but he'll never walk again.
Damn.
But miraculously, after waking up from a coma, his legs work just fine. Like I told you guys, Honeycomb is the type of dude who can survive any battle.
And I ended up getting that first week and get hit up. So, you know, I was in the coma and shit, but I had shook that shit though.
However, after this incident is when he woke up and realized that his ops are not playing. In fact, this is when he receives word that there's over $1 million on his head. To all of us at home, this would terrify us, but Honeycomb talks about it like it's nothing.
Man, so when you speak on having money on your head, can you speak on like what goes through your mind? Do you lose sleep over that?
Yeah, I wasn't dreaming. Wow, Martin Luther King, I wasn't dreaming.
Not only is he not worried about his ops, he also decides to troll them online.
I don't really like that, man. I'm Big Stepper, bro. On Soul, I'm Big Stepper, man. On Gang, they know that. That's why they trying to kill me. Cause they know what's going on with me. That's why they trying to kill me, man. On Blood, they know, but Bray's a real stepper. We gotta get him before he get us. He killed our brother already. He beat the murder charge. You need to get walked down. That's just what it is, man.
Obviously, Honeycomb was ducking no smoke, but as his career progressed, it only made sense to elevate. And thankfully, his first opportunity...
Shit, when you live in that shit, you gotta accept it, bro. It is what it is.
Honeycomb was hit up by a major boss in Atlanta. This would be a man known as Rollo Famgoon, one of the biggest hustlers in history. Rollo saw potential in his rap career and wanted to get him off to Atlanta. So immediately, Brazy hopped on I-65 to head for the big city. There, he spent his days and nights in a professional studio recording banger after banger. In the process, he started to get tens of millions of views and noticed by a nationwide audience. But more importantly, he was out of Alabama and he was rolling with a boss even bigger than Didi. This was honestly a match made in heaven, and Brazy was on his way out. But then
Let's
out
go.
of nowhere, everything would come crashing down.
Tonight, a major raid on a Southwest Atlanta home, and we now know that house belongs to an Atlanta rapper named Rollo.
Rollo's team tells me he's being targeted and is sitting in jail wrongfully accused. But a federal criminal complaint lays out how investigators allegedly connected Rollo to the operation. Before we dig any deeper into this, let's tell you who 23-year-old Terrell Davis, aka Rollo, is. If you're not familiar with Atlanta's hip hop,
Rollo home now.
has a huge
Famgoon
presence and following with more than
Let's go.
2,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and song collaborations with T.I., 2 Chainz, Future, Gucci Mane, and so many others. And now, criminal complaint alleges the rapper who's called this apartment complex in Atlanta home, a complex just raided yesterday, is the leader of a gang referred to as Famerica, a name Rollo regularly uses to refer to his music team. But according to the complaint, the investigation dates back to December, when investigators stopped 3 vans leaving Fulton County Airport. Inside one, they allegedly found 520 pounds of worth about $1 million on the street. Rollo wasn't inside the van, but 3 people arrested were allegedly connected to him, according to investigators.
Now I know what you're thinking. Is this how Honeycomb went out? No, thankfully he was not included in the investigation or the indictment. However, Rollo's takedown was still bad news for Honeycomb. Now that hanging in Atlanta was too hot, he needed to go somewhere else. Sadly, he would go right back to the Honeycomb, no pun intended. Right back to the city where his ops want to hurt him and police hate him too. So as you would expect, his return to Mobile would not go so well. Sadly, right after returning to Mobile, he caught a serious gun charge. A good old felon in possession of a weapon, which in the feds holds an average of a 3-year sentence. However, this was a state case and the judge decided to give him 15 years in prison. Yes, you heard that correctly. 15 years in prison for Honeycomb Brazy.
Whoa. It's fucked up, bruh.
Right as his career was progressing, it was looking like it was pretty much over. For whatever reason, the Alabama judge wanted to completely wash him away. So sadly, Honeycomb was off to prison for a long, long time. I cannot imagine how down and depressed he was after receiving the news.
They be doing niggas wrong.
It even gets worse. Honeycomb was placed in a prison cell with his own father.
Y'all shared the same cell?
Yeah, we slept in the same cell. Magic count at West Jail.
How does that work? Like, did y'all make it like that, or did
No, they just put me in the cell with them. When I got locked up, they put me right in the cell with my daddy. So I went in there with them, you know, we banging.
Yo, this is insane. So I can only imagine the conversations y'all just having in there, just talking.
Yeah, we have real conversations like.
Yo, when's the last time you read anything, man?
Imagine sitting in a cell with your dad and telling him that there's money on your head.
Can't let them do it like that while I'm doing life. So I was like, hell yeah, man, you know, I got your pop with the whoop.
And to make matters worse, Honeycomb would lose yet another friend while sitting in a cell.
Damn. Listen, there's a good
This shit is
trying
horrible.
to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered.
October 21st, 2020, 8:40.
Still, we just halfway in this
A
bitch.
comedian named Trey Baby is sitting in his parents' living room. That's when he hears a loud thud and a man comes running inside. The man finds him in the living room and makes a terrible decision.
Another
Trey was a
RIP.
day one friend of Honeycomb and a family member of Dead. But more importantly, he was an aspiring comedian who brought joy to anyone he came across.
Really just shocked. Everybody hurt like deeply. Like y'all really took somebody that wouldn't harm a fly.
Thomas was well on his way as a comedian known as Trey Baby. His family said he traveled a lot to neighboring cities doing stand-up comedy shows and filming content for his YouTube channel. A young man chasing his dreams to fill many hearts with laughter.
We're just lost and we're confused on what happened. We don't know if it was just envy, if it was hate, or whatever the case may be.
This is why the incident is
We look stupid as hell with the
Trey was
mask
never in
on.
the streets and definitely never had beef with anyone.
Facts.
So the deliberate targeting had people wondering who was really behind this. And one of these people was Honeycomb, who made a dedication post on Facebook. He said that if he finds out who did this, yeah, you know the rest. Yet another loss while Honeycomb is sitting in a 6x9 cell. Obviously this is devastating, but on the bright side, he would receive some positive news. His lawyers appealed his sentence and a new judge granted him parole after 18 months. Man, thankfully his career was back in his hands after it almost slipped away. But interestingly enough, Honeycomb was really not that happy to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, but I left out the cell with him though. I ain't really want to leave the I already do another year with him for real. On everything, I ain't even lying.
Either way, the bottom line is that Honeycomb was given a second chance at life, but it really wasn't that simple. His parole requirements were extremely strict and pretty much set up for him to fail. Firstly, he wasn't allowed to leave the state of Alabama for 15 years, which obviously puts him in danger. But on top of this, he wasn't allowed to be around any felons or in the proximity of any weapons. So in my opinion, the state was pretty much setting him up to be victimized. And the craziest part is that technically, if he ever violates these rules, he's sent back to prison for 15 years. So Honeycomb had a big dilemma on his hands. I'm either risking my freedom or I'm risking my life. It was only a matter of time before things go wrong one way or the other.
Yeah.
And that takes us to November 10th, 2020. To get out of Mobile, Honeycomb and his boys head up I-65 to the city of Montgomery. Montgomery and Mobile are about 2.5 hours away, so it's
Shout out to the gun.
escape the beef. Now this would be the case in most rivalries, but things are different when you have $1 million on your head. Well, once they get to Montgomery, they head to the mall so Honeycomb can buy a new jersey. The Lakers jersey he bought in Mobile is too small,
Kobe.
so he goes to the mall to get a new one. And once he gets the jersey, they all head to the barber shop to get fresh. This is when he makes a boneheaded decision. At 3 p.m., Honeycomb decides to go on Facebook Live outside of the barbershop. He shows his location and says he wants to give away his Lakers jersey.
Yeah, man, I bought a jersey. That bitch was too big. I bought a jersey. It was too big.
I autographed Honeycomb Kobe Bryant jersey to the really size.
Yeah, man, it was too big. I had to buy another one. I had to buy another one, man.
He stays on live for over an hour thinking nothing of it, but that's when things get hectic. Out of nowhere, shots start flying at his car. Bang! His friends instantly get up and start chasing the perpetrators down the street. And because of this, they instantly hop back in the car and speed away. Once they turn the corner, Honeycomb's friends run back to the car to check on him. They notice that he's hit, but he refuses to let them take him to the hospital. So instead, they go to a family member's house in Montgomery and they bandage him up. Thankfully, he makes it just fine, but it does bring us back to an important question. Had his friends taken him back to the hospital, he could have been arrested for being around weapons. I'm assuming that this is what he was thinking, but his next actions are kind of puzzling. Directly after all of this unfolded, he decided to go right back onto Facebook Live and explain everything that happened. As if his parole officer or the police can't watch this. Oh, and not to mention that the guys who just did this can see where he is.
Yo, when's the last time you read anything, man? Never, motherfucker.
I'm on this side.
Y'all gotta chill out on their live. Showing too much shit. Too much, bro.
Yeah, we supposed to be dead. We supposed to be dead, home. Like, I don't respect that.
Yeah. Yo, my dog, well, y'all know what's up, man. Hey, how you doing?
We still handsome.
How you doing?
We still handsome, bitch.
Oh my God!
Even the people that are watching are trying to tell him that being on live is the dumbest thing to do.
Y'all talking about me on live. I can do what I want to do. This my live. Y'all ain't got to be on that hoe watching me. We ain't running.
Stepping.
Ain't no running going on.
Obviously, going on live was the dumbest thing for Honeycomb to do. Eventually. But to make matters worse, right after getting off live, he would make a Facebook post taunting the guys who did this. In the post, he even alludes to the idea that they were paid to do this. Man, I know I said that AR Ab was the dumbest criminal, but Honeycomb is making me rethink that. Yet another close call for Honeycomb, but thankfully after this, more good things would happen to his career. The crazy incident went viral online and Sean Cotton got wind of it, so he invited him for an interview on Say Cheese, and Honeycomb would tell his entire life story. He shocked the world with his crazy stories and even went into detail about the shooting in Montgomery. His story was so intriguing that thousands of people decided to listen to his music. So as a result, his numbers went through the roof and he was contacted by a major label. This would be Houston's Rap-A-Lot Records, who were interested in signing him from New
Let's go.
So they flew him to Houston and Honeycomb loved what he saw. And just like that, Honeycomb Brazy would be the next star on Rap-A-Lot Records. Things were on the up and up and his career was about to take off to the next level. But in his roller coaster of a life, tragedy would of course strike. On December 1st, 2020, his friend Tykia Daniels would be targeted while pumping gas in Fairfield, Alabama.
Fairfield, that's down the corner.
Whether or not this is connected to Honeycomb's beef, it shows that living in this state is absolutely crazy. Alabama is truly a wicked state, and Honeycomb really needed to leave. So this is when prosecutors say he made the bold decision to move to Houston. This way he was able to record with his label and of course be away from his beef. But as you know, this is a serious violation of his parole and can send him right back to prison. Either way,
nigga can't win.
To be judged by 12 rather than carried by 6. So in the meantime, he remained low-key and recorded his bangers. But even though he and his homies left Alabama, the beef was not done for DD. He knew that he couldn't reach Honeycomb under the protection of Jay Prince, but he still wanted revenge for his nephew Stank. So instead, he decided to orchestrate one of the worst catastrophes in Mobile history.
He ain't lying.
This is where things got really heavy. February 17th, 2021. It's a regular Wednesday evening in Happy Hills, and Honeycomb's grandparents are in their living room watching TV. That's when they hear a loud thump on the door. So his grandmother goes to the back of the house while the grandfather walks up to the door. Boom. That's when 3 men kick the door down and run inside. They then make a horrible
dirty mother. Boy. Shit crazy, man. Niggas wild. Niggas don't give no fucks, bro. No fucks. Damn.
The men flee the scene, but that's only the beginning of it. Somehow the home explodes and catches on fire. The tragic incident puzzled investigators as they couldn't figure out what caused the fire. However, the ADA believes that the perpetrators exploded an oxygen tank which led to an explosion. Due to its nature, it was obviously a high-profile case, but then it got even more complicated. They discovered that it was Honeycomb Brazy's grandparents, which went viral across the country.
We have learned that the two are the grandparents of a local well-known rapper.
Shit crazy.
WKRG5's Nicolette Schleisman is live in the Happy Hills neighborhood tonight to tell us the very latest information.
No word from police about what happened or why the fire started or how it started. And also, Mobile police are confirming that they are investigating this as a homicide. Now, we've also learned that, again, they were the grandparents of local rapper Honeycomb Brazy. He posted to
YouTube, what's going on? Facebook, what up?
Saying he hates they got caught up in his business. The family says the two were the head of their family and took care of everyone. And witnesses tell us that they heard a boom and what sounded like shots around the time of the fire. This all happened around 6:30 last night on Dr. Thomas Avenue.
They took everything. My mom and my dad, the head. They was the head and the tail, the roots. They took everything from us. Everything. We will never be the same. It's wrong.
Facts, I feel.
And now the family is begging anyone with any sort of information to contact Mobile Police. Reporting live in North Mobile, Nicolette Schleisman, WKRG News 5.
Out of everything, this would be the worst loss that Honeycomb ever had to endure. His grandparents didn't deserve this in a million years, and those who did this are completely ruthless. But as much as this hurt him, he wouldn't dare retaliate in the same manner.
Honeycomb Brazy has posted to Instagram about their deaths, posting today in part, quote, "It's expletive how they did my people, but I'll never do nothing to no old people or kids to get back. It just ain't me."
But the craziest part is that Honeycomb had intuition that this could possibly happen. In fact, he begged his grandparents over and over to move out of Mobile, but they didn't want to do so.
They never want to leave.
Well, this horrible incident would not be solved for over a year, and in the meantime, Honeycomb's rivals were not done. On June 3rd, 2021, his mother's house was targeted in the middle of the night. Thankfully, though, she wasn't there when this occurred.
A crime alert tonight. Terrifying moments for people on Clark Street in Mobile as they wake up to gunfire in the middle of the night.
NBC 15's Andrea Ramey obtained the surveillance footage there that captured the sound.
Shit real, bro. Shit real in the field.
Shooting may be connected to Mobile rapper Honeycomb Brazy.
In this surveillance footage NBC 15 News obtained, you hear 5 shots fired on Clark Street at 2 in the morning.
They came back.
They keep shooting up your home.
And I don't even live here. Because I had to leave because of that, but them fresh bullets.
Tanisha Jones believes her home.
She looks just like him, too.
She wasn't home when the shots were fired, but had been at the home yesterday.
Oh, he looked like her, brother.
Saw her there.
They shot it up again. I can tell. Oh my God!
And those weren't there yesterday?
Not this glass, none of that.
A family 3 doors down woke when 2 bullets came into their home overnight. They declined to talk on camera. Jones says this isn't the first time their home's been shot.
And how many times do you think your home has been shot at?
For sure, I know it's 3, but now I know it's 4 times. Oh my God! I don't. Because they want my son, not Sean Jones, dead.
Her son, Nashawn Jones, a local
kept it real.
is also known as Honeycomb Brazy. Tanisha's heart may be broken and her home riddled with bullets. She's living now only on the hope the shootings stop before she loses another loved one.
I'm kind of like shaky, I'm kind of like nervous, I'm kind of like upset, and I lost everything.
At this point, I don't even know what to say. I've literally never seen anything like this. Like, out of all my videos, I don't think any of them compare to the severity of this one. And sadly, right after this, Honeycomb would go through yet another obstacle. After discovering numerous of his Facebook lives, he was taken in for violating parole.
Brazy back in jail. Brazy's criminal history in Mobile dates all the way back to 2010. You may remember in February, his grandparents, Leila and Tony Lewis, were found dead after a house fire. Brazy admitted his lifestyle played a role in that.
Prosecutors say Jones posted video of the incident on social media. During Jones' probation hearing, the DA's office also showed 15 videos of Jones with drugs or guns. The defense argued those were stage props for music videos. Jones, who was on
better
probation,
quit putting all your shit on live, man.
gun, had served 18
Niggas ain't gonna never learn. Fuck it.
A judge revoked his probation and sent him back to prison to serve the rest of his 15-year sentence. The 26-year-old has been booked into Metro 12 times since 2010, when he was just 15 years old.
This dude just can't catch a break. He's up against a multi-million-dollar rat and a system who hates him. So as a result, Rap-A-Lot Records lost their biggest investment in his prime. So with Honeycomb locked up for the foreseeable future, what's next in this story?
It don't get no better, bro. It ain't. The sad part about that shit, it ain't gonna get no better, cuz.
Money. Regardless though, he was still facing 40 years, which we know he didn't want to do any of them. So you might be thinking, oh, he snitched again, but this time it wasn't an option. He was the FBI's #1 target and they weren't going for any plea deals. So as you would expect, Didi came up with a plan B. Somehow he was able to pay the guards to let him escape the jail.
What? Breaking now at 5, a reputed drug kingpin accused of escaping from the Clark County Jail scheduled to plead guilty today, but he backed out. A trial on that federal escape charge will now be set for Darren Southall.
So on
Jim was something that I've never encountered before. He seemed like a really nice teacher.
So on top of the 40 years, he was now facing more for a federal escape. Well, over the next month, Didi and the feds agreed to a 35-year sentence.
It's a great day in the city of Mobile to be able to have someone of this magnitude taking off the streets and taking out of the drug trade.
Southall has a long criminal history dating back to the 1990s. Federal prosecutors labeled him a ringleader in a multi-state, multi-million-dollar drug organization since at least 2016. And he admits he took in about $24 million during the time of his operation. According to court documents, Southall did some of his business in Mobile, Mississippi, and Texas.
So Didi was finally gone for life, and believe it or not, from here, it would only get worse for him. On the day of his sentencing, he was arrested for the loss of Honeycomb's grandparents. Prosecutors say that he paid 3 people to orchestrate the hit.
Now, one of the men that's charged now with this murder is Darren Southall, who was sentenced today to 35 years in prison after admitting to running a large-scale drug operation along the Gulf Coast. The other 2, Jamarcus Chambers and Terrence Watkins, already in custody, and police looking for a 4th man who they are not naming right now. All 3 alleged accomplices charged with the February 2021
That's fucked up, bruh.
Lewis.
Fucked up.
This was a huge takedown, and believe me or not, it actually curbed the violence in the city of Mobile. Didi no longer had a bag to put on anyone's head, and Brazy was serving the rest of his 15 years. So is this finally the end of the story? Nope, not quite, but in the meantime we focus on Rap-A-Lot Records. In July of 2022, Memphis rapper Finesse 2 Times was released from prison and signed with Jay Prince. Right off the bat, he blew up with 40 to 100 million views, and he was looking like Rap-A-Lot's next star. His success also carried into 2023, and he's now a staple in the rap game, bringing Rap-A-Lot back to prominence. You could say that he took Honeycomb's spot, who by now was an afterthought due to his 15-year sentence. So from 2021 to 2023, Honeycomb felt abandoned and forgot about by his label. But then out of nowhere, the unexpected would occur. On November 14th, 2023, Honeycomb Brazy is released from prison.
Let's go.
Don't Brazy, how you doing? Yeah. Boy, I'm finna lose my mind. Hey, like, y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't even understand what the ball here. Oh my God. I'm real on that. Straight Alabama shit, I done gave. I'm just saying to y'all. Y'all really think I had 15 years.
He's giving that another chance in his career, and he's back in the game like EA. This time he takes full advantage of his freedom and drops back-to-back-to-back bangers. Each song was easily hitting over 1 million first day, and he was on the top of YouTube trending. Yeah, Honeycomb is back, and this time he's gonna do it right.
Yeah, I'm still over here. I'm chilling now. I'm chilling. I don't want to smoke with nobody. I'm gonna run over a whole bunch of millions. I'm trying to touch $1 billion before I turn 40. This is my goal. I'm trying to turn $1 billion before I turn 40. I got 13 more years to pull it, and I'm on it. You hear me? Everything else, I ain't standing on man. I'm really real. I'm really solid. I really ain't no rat. Really ain't never fold.
He's gonna focus on his music. He's not gonna violate his parole, and he's not gonna move recklessly in Mobile. But actually, what would this video be if it weren't for more drama? Here we go again, but this time Honeycomb is kind of justified. Despite his success, Honeycomb was furious at his label and Finesse 2 times. He felt betrayed by both of them, feeling abandoned once he received his 15-year sentence. Of course, business is business, but Honeycomb felt like he did so much for Rap-A-Lot that he deserved more loyalty. And for Finesse 2 times, he says that he held him down when he was in prison, giving him money and hooked him up with Jay Prince. So it's basically like I did so much for Rap-A-Lot and Finesse 2 times, and then they abandoned me when things got tough. So after being released from prison, Honeycomb would go on live and speak his mind.
Like y'all want me to just say, he ain't did nothing. Man, I really hold this nigga down, man, and pick this nigga in position. You see what I'm saying? And Junior know what's up. I do this shit from the dead. Who Junior had over there? What Mild Tower was talking about before Brazen popped out? Y'all let me know what Mild Tower was talking about before Brazen hit the scene and turned that shit up. Like, who was Mild Tower? Who? Long live Marlo, you feel me? Long live Holmes. Well, who was talking about something over there? No damn body. Brazen crunk that shit all the way up, man. You see what I'm saying? Then I picked this Finesse over there. When I got locked up, nigga, I kept it all the way trill with that boy. He know what's up. This shit, you know, a lot of street shit can't talk about. But man, come on. Pick that nigga over there. This is on my grandma's grave. Nigga dead and gone. This on Leela Friends and Firehead. I picked that work in for him. He was spooked. He was what to do.
He then gives Rap-A-Lot an ultimatum. I'm on your head unless you give me some bread.
See what I'm saying? Y'all nigga, you gotta give me my bread. You gotta give me my bread. I'm on some business, man. I'm some business, man. You gotta give me some bread, bro. Like, I ain't on that. I'm on that. Like, y'all don't even want to see me crank up yet, cause y'all had to kill me. You see what I'm saying? Y'all had to Tupac me. Y'all had to Tupac Brazen. You know what I'm saying? That would be going on. You had to Tupac me, man. I ain't lying. I ain't even lying. When you Tupac me, that ain't gonna be the end of it. I like that.
You's a gangster,
So now it's officially beef between Honeycomb and Finesse and Rap-A-Lot. And for whatever reason, Honeycomb continues to go in.
You like that on stupid moves. You not like that in the streets. Like, I never saw you with the none of that. None of that. You ain't nothing, boy. Get out of there, man. Yeah, for real. Y'all know I attack. I'm helmet head shot. I'm helmet head brazen, man. I'm helmet head brazen on everything. All I know is attack. Playing with no period. There ain't no shit. Ain't nothing coming direct. Let you know I'm talking about your. You know what I'm saying? I'm on your ass. I'm on Big Native. I love this shit. Real, y'all tripping. Y'all man, I'm a one-man army, baby. I'm pulling up by myself when I'm like that. Like, yeah, we can tear down, up, all them with all them real pressure. I ain't mad at Ness. I just be janking, bro. Bro, I really be having fun with Finesse on my mama. Like, dude, the character to me. So he showed what type of he was, bro, a real rapper. Like, dude, a real actor. You know, he a real rapper. Like, he ain't dead. He a real
rapper.
I don't even take him serious no more. I swear on my mama I don't, bro. Real actor. I swear. Man, you know you ain't like that. No, I ain't mob tied. Ain't nothing about me mob tied, period. I'm not mob tied. Ain't nothing that's here.
He even calls him a rat, but then later apologizes when he realizes that the paperwork is solid. Honeycomb shows that even when he's dealing with his worst enemies, he still holds the truth over anything else. Now, this all may seem like internet shenanigans, but Honeycomb says that his young dude from Mississippi slapped Jay Prince Jr. across the face.
I put this on Jay Prince. I put this shit on Senior. My little nigga from Mississippi smacked up Junior.
If you know anything about the Prince family, you know that going against them is never a smart move. They have endless pockets and they're extremely tactical. But as we know, Honeycomb isn't scared to go against anyone. Well, now we focus back on Honeycomb, his life and his career.
This should have been a real roller coaster.
Weapons and can't leave the state of Alabama, or else he'll be sent back to prison for 15 years. Now, he may be a certified crash out, but this time he learned his lesson. He stopped showing weapons online, he stopped leaving the state, and for riding around with felons, well, here is where things get interesting. Being a major target in his state, Honeycomb knows that rolling around with no protections is a life risk. But this time, instead of having his goons with him, he decides to hire professional security. To do this, he allegedly hits up Rap-A-Lot to send private security guards to Mobile. And despite their rocky relationship, his label decides to send two his way. So the two guards now roll with him to protect him every day. And that takes us to December 18th, 2023. Honeycomb is heading home from Montgomery on I-65. While passing through the town of Creola, they hear sirens behind them. So they pull over and Honeycomb thinks nothing of it. I don't have a weapon on me and the people with me are private security guards. Well, because Honeycomb is on parole, the officers are allowed to automatically search the car. So everyone is removed from the vehicle and the officers go to searching. After just a few seconds, they discover 2 firearms under the seats. Still though, Honeycomb thinks nothing of it as private security guards are allowed to have weapons. But here's the problem, the guys that Rap-A-Lot sent him are not actual security guards. In fact, one of them is a convicted felon and the other is banned from owning weapons.
Damn.
What? So because of this, Honeycomb and the 2 fake security guards are all arrested for federal gun charges. Not only did Honeycomb unknowingly violate his parole, but he's also facing new felony charges. So here we are again with Honeycomb looking at a long time in prison. But this also begs an important question. Did Rap-A-Lot Records set him up? If they did, then that's some cold business, but personally, I don't think so. This is because financially they're incentivized for him to be free. Like, when he makes more music, they make more money. But on the other hand, after his arrest, something disrespectful and very suspicious would happen. Finesse 2 Times would come out of the woodworks and celebrate Honeycomb's arrest.
Hey, bro got a bun. Hey, bro got a bun, man. What's bro bun, bro? Hey, if he ain't got no bun, bro, hey, I'm gonna send my lawyer your way, bro. I want you to touch back down, bro, so we can have some fun. Hey, look, don't start calling my phone now. Long as I was quiet, trying to be humble about and trying to be mature about. Nah, they kept trolling. Nah, they kept, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm on it. But that's what it is. Don't recognize real, and I'm picking some bullshit. Don't start calling my phone now. Don't call my phone. I ain't no net. I ain't nah. Long as I was trying to be quiet, trying to be cool about the shit there, I leave it. Nah, it's over with. Yeah, it's dead. Yeah. Talking about however you feel, that's what it is. From now on. I don't like that shit. Feel like I don't like that shit. 2 times said this. Oh, any mad about me. Hey, any owe me some money. Yeah, it's up.
Oh, some bitch, I got a shotgun. I'll blow your bad body ass back out that goddamn door.
Reaction in the comments. But what do you guys think? Is Honeycomb justified to feel betrayed, or is business just business? Well, aside from the drama, Honeycomb's career and freedom are actually in serious jeopardy. He's technically eligible for parole in the fall of 2024. Who knows if that'll happen? Hopefully.
Yeah, who in the fuck knows if that's gonna happen, bro? This shit is crazy. That shit is depressing. Salute Honeycomb, man, and salute Finesse 2 Times too, man. Y'all boys, get that shit together, man. Get that shit together. Let's see what else going on. Like I said, we rambling through these YouTube pockets. We just rambling. Whatever the fuck we come across look interesting, that's what we gonna fuck with. Let me see. Let me see who in the YouTube in here, man. Say what's up, bruh. Facebook, say what up, man. We just watched Honeycomb Brazy story. That shit was wild. See what else going on. Meek Mill's beefing over. Yeah, that shit is crazy. Mouth Hopper, Dame Dash. Should we fuck with that or should we get in some dumb shit? Let me see. Let's see what they talking about. Charleston White.
Keep it quilted means you keep it the best.
Charleston White always funny, so.
Plush comfort you can see and feel. Keep it quilted because
they got me feeling like I'm academic.
Nah, this is comedy, chat. Here you go.
What is your thoughts on the Meek Mill situation?
Let me move out of
here. I like
here.
Meek Mill. He's one of my favorite rappers.
Now, you want me to tell you honest to God truth what I think?
Yes.
I think Puffy.
You think Puffy actually fucked him?
Puffy done fucked
Who?
It's been rumored. And wherever there's smoke, there's fire.
Who else?
What's that, nephew?
Who else did he have sex with?
They say he got us that ass too.
All right. Well, I want to ask you, what is your thought?
Say he got an usher too, bruh. Well, damn. Damn. What the fuck happened? He must have got out of there.
I got you. Welcome back.
Oh, fuck COVID.
Yeah, now go. What that strip?
Animal. They. But
No, they don't.
It's for dumb. Yeah, hold on.
Obviously, the 48 laws of game. Of my other book, The Argument Test. You ain't gotta get money for doing what you doing. No, they feel it. Then they start thinking it.
I don't like that shit for sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
Now, you want me to tell you honest to God true what I think?
Yes.
I think Puffy puffed that off in that boy. I think Puffy. Oh my God!
This nigga Charles White crazy, bro.
You think Puffy actually f***ed him?
Puffy done lied.
Who?
It's been rumored. And wherever there's smoke, there's fire.
Who else did he fuck?
What's that, nephew?
Who else did he have sex with?
They say he got us that ass too. Oh my God! Broke my heart because Usher was man, the riding mother. But hey,
damn.
One of them ladies wrote in the book. He made Christopher Williams suck his. He said he just did that for power. He was on a power trip. Then I guess he started liking it.
No fucking way.
Yeah, he had to like that shit from the start.
You were born gay. I thought you could be turned gay too. Like I could make somebody gay. I thought. I don't get it.
Born gay? Who told you that shit? A gay motherfucker ain't really said that meant that.
So then why are people gay then, Unc?
Gay is a choice. It's a decision. It's a way up, thought out decision.
So somebody has to think that they're gay?
No, they feel it. Then they start thinking it. Yeah, motherfuckers just don't automatically start thinking it. It's the feeling. Motherfucker go with the feeling. Then the feelings is the thoughts is shaped by the feelings.
But
what the hell are you talking about?
The actions is dictated by the thought. So they feeling this shit. So even though you feel what you feel, you have a right to your feelings. But your feelings don't make you right.
Yeah, I get you. Like, just because like I might want to kill somebody don't mean that I gotta actually go and. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying.
There's no such thing as you're born gay. Because nature is perfect. Nature.
So he's saying niggas be choosing that shit.
Nature operates in its nature according to design and order of nature. The only thing operates outside its nature is a human. And the only reason humans get to operate outside their nature because they're the only species, they're the only creature that gets to make choices and decisions.
Free will.
No other species in this whole creation of Earth gets to make logical choices and decisions. So because of that, we have the power to evolve outside.
I think they were trying to call me when they were doing this. I was sleeping. My bad, Aiden. Actually, I was supposed to be on Neon stream too. Damn, Neon, what up, bro? Yeah, this is like
Charles White is a goddamn
trying to get me on the
fool.
stream. I ain't get to be on it. Neon, I'm not.
That shit crazy.
Like no beef and nothing.
Let me come back in this bitch. Where we at? All right, I'm back. I can cover him up and take his shit like it's mine. What else going on? Y'all want to fuck with? Oh yeah, y'all heard about the stalker bitch with? Damn, I don't want to keep doing that shit. You don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. What else? Whack 100 clowns meet. Let's see what's going on over here, bruh.
Get Google Pixel 8 on us on Google Fi Wireless. No trade-in required. This is Pixel.
Nigga kill over a bitch, but let a rat keep his wife.
What are you talking about? I don't think nothing happened to his music. It was just everything else in his career that messed his career. Not the music. The music was all the way in the street. All the other shit he do. Yeah, that's more. I said that earlier too. The comedian. Ever since he started fucking with Drake,
tour or your girls tour, that did it.
Yeah, it was over with. Yeah, it's been. Ever since he talked about Drake not tweeting his album, he been listening.
That did it.
Damn, bro.
Twitter fingers, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. And then Drake went over there and sold out. Then Drake went over there and sold out the Philly arena.
God damn.
And then played the diss song during the set.
And then after the song was over, you said, "I'm gonna play with my city, boy," and walked.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit for sure.
He never fully recovered from that. I don't like that shit. That Drake, and if him and Drake wouldn't have got back cool, he probably would be even worse off.
No, what made him look even bad.
He ain't going back fucking with Drake.
He had that worked after that is when Drake did a feature with him.
Yep.
Oh my God. You didn't went after it, and it took them to help you. That nigga, you got murdered by singing it.
Why they be on Meek so bad, bro? They be on my dog Meek.
But y'all know what's the worst part of this Meek and Act shit?
What is it?
Meek tweeted, "I'll die to shut you down." Like he tweeted that Act was like, "Shit, you got the address, if not you could Google it," type shit.
Niggas ain't dying.
Come back today talking about, "Oh, I just had." Let me actually get that tweet out.
He had an accident or some shit.
I don't know how.
Well, why he say he gonna shoot a video in front of his house? That was weird too.
Yeah, that
like
he was saying,
it's like you like going to Compton and shooting no video on nobody. But like what you saying about going to don't act live in the suburbs? What are you saying about doing it?
So he tweeted, and this is bad.
Find his address on the internet that you can go get. See, he be saying shit like that, making himself look crazy. And don't do nothing. Acton responded and told him my address is on the internet.
Facts.
That ain't like game shooting a pest control video. That ain't the equivalent to that.
I don't know what the hell he talking about.
Deleting all that shit though. He deleted all that and was like, the governor called me. He talking about the governor called him and checked me. I took it down after I explained to him that this guy that powered the biggest rap beefs that killed some of my friends.
Said the governor called. That's snitching me.
He told the governor that?
That's what he tweeted.
Still telling. Oh my God.
Wow.
He telling
that
Meek is crazy.
He wildin', bro. You need to get off the internet, bro. I don't know what it is with him, but he's not good on the internet, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I turned his ass up. He said, "You still getting told what to do by old white men." Just
governor, wait. The governor called him right now.
Yeah, he said the governor called him and checked him. That's why he deleted all them tweets that was saying that, "Oh, he'll die to shut Act down."
Oh, wait, am I hearing what y'all hearing?
Yeah.
So you a comedian?
Yeah, you heard it.
Niggas in communication.
That shit crazy.
The governor called him. Where my feelings at? Y'all feel y'all
was talking earlier where the feelings at.
Where Jug Man at? Jug Man, where you at?
I don't agree with that.
Y'all still y'all street face?
Ain't the street face of Philly. The shit niggas was talking about was he ain't put nobody on and all that. They weren't talking about shit like that. I spoke for him putting it on. Like, he cut by trying to play two lanes, bro. You doing the reform shit. You shaking hands with politicians. You can't talk no street shit like that. He on the internet. He can't play two lanes. I don't agree with that.
Yo, the government, this nigga.
put a tweet up top for y'all.
Yeah, he tripping.
Meek
He
crazy.
just said what he said and left it alone.
Just shut the fuck. Just the governor called me and checked me.
Philly.
That's crazy.
This Shaw King? This Shaw King, the governor. Me. What's going on with you? The way you expressing yourself about this DJ Academic situation and him saying what he said, but he didn't make up the rumor. He read what he read on court documents at a lawsuit document. He read it. You mad at Act. You so mad, you making yourself look even more guilty. And people finding even more clips. You got the one with Diddy calling you daddy, and you money hopping. Oh my God! And it's just hilarious when she was going crazy on you.
Yeah, they just dogging my boy Meek out right now, man, on the internet.
So the more you talk, the more people just dig even more deeper. Just stay off the internet. Keep your head low. It's looking bad for you. And I'm pretty sure
He ain't gonna stay off though. That's out the question. He probably on there right now talking shit. Shit is wild, bruh. Shit is wild. What else going on? Let's see. My son Campbell, he ain't talking about it. Then like I said, man, we just rambling through YouTube, bruh. Late nights. I ain't got shit to do. I'm up for no damn reason, so we rambling. We's rambling. That Schoolboy Q album is hard, bro. Hard, hard, hard. Let's clap it up for him. Gilly was dead wrong for his comments. Let's see what Gilly did now, man.
Hey, man, what it is, this
Salute
is
to
Dean,
Dean
and I
by
am your
all
host,
means.
and this is By Any Means. They're going to appreciate it. Y'all know I love my city, man. Philly and Chester, we in the building, man. Born and raised in Philadelphia.
Oh, he
Moved to
just
Chester
getting
when I was about like
commentary.
12, 13, and been back and forth between Philly and Chester ever since.
Let's fuck with Dame Dash and
artificial intelligence can
Math
generate ad
Hoffa.
creatives automatically. The program is called Ad Creative AI, and it
Got Crunchy Black on this bitch.
high-quality ad creatives.
Let's fuck around over here for a minute. America New Network.
Now that you know, certain people can watch that doc,
And I can't.
and look the other way and eat some bacon the next day.
I can't.
Yeah.
I couldn't because I feel the difference. I feel the clarity, the mental clarity that I have. I feel the no aches in my joints, no cramping. Like I feel good.
Yeah.
It was a long time that I was waking up and I just wasn't feeling good. You know?
I know that feeling.
The psychology of that for me on a logical level is the amount that you take care of yourself showcases how much you love yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you love yourself and you know that you're going to do something that you enjoy that's going to hurt you and make your life worse in the future, then you pivot, you change.
Right.
And I believe that that's
when
the
I
reason.
stopped going to strip clubs, that I hope a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it definitely would make your pockets a lot,
Right.
you know, and your girl a lot happier. But again, when people know things are wrong because they're used to it, because they're not 100% confident about who they are,
It's 3
because they
o'clock.
love themselves, that happens on every level, from business. Like if you know you're getting raw, but you're still getting a check, you might still do it because you don't think you could do it without them.
Right.
You still think you need
Facts.
it. You don't have confidence in yourself. So you're a guy that, from what I understand, I just, listened to a conversation, eye-opening, but you're a guy that, from what I understand, if someone's trying to hurt your person, then you're going to hurt them first, and you protect your body, pause, you know what I mean? You make sure you're all right.
I'm from Brooklyn.
Well, there's a lot of Brooklyn guys that don't approach things like that, just like there's a lot of Harlem guys that don't.
Deliver Brooklyn.
Pardon?
I'm from Pizza Don't Deliver, Brooklyn.
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
Where they don't deliver pizza to where you go?
Yeah.
Is it Brownsville?
Nah.
What part?
I was in Crown Heights, but
Crown
at that
Heights?
time it was.
But you was
know,
outside.
around- Yeah,
You were
I
in
was outside.
survival mode out there.
Right.
So yeah, so your instincts are a little different.
And,
But
and I look at things like, okay, if this makes sense.
well, let's look at it like this. Some guys get punched in the eye and get knocked out, and some guys do the punching. The ones that are doing the punching are usually the guys that are used to winning. They love themselves. They don't want to get hurt.
Right.
They're not going to accept what's put in front of them. They'll knock a door down if it's closed.
Facts.
Some people look the other way. They don't mind that punch in the eye. They can live with it. You understand what I'm saying? And again, to me, that dictates how much you love yourself.
So, right.
And I wasn't just talking about the food. I'm talking about business. I'm talking about education. You know, I always go there with it. But we were talking outside, and, you know, you were like, Dame, you didn't want to answer no questions. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk and speak on that. And I could, you know, we could discuss that. I don't mind.
Well,
And then I'll let you do what you want with the conversation. You go where you want.
Well, I don't know if you want to. You
Doesn't mean
said
I'm gonna talk
outside,
about
you
it.
didn't want to talk about the shit.
Well,
still,
this is what I like, right?
Right.
There were certain things that people were
Get ready for it. Get ready.
There were certain things that people asked you about,
Right.
and you said you didn't want to talk about it, and you had certain reasons.
Right.
Those are, when I heard what you said, I'm like, those are damn near exact reasons why there's certain things I don't want to talk about. So people want to know, but sometimes for your own personal sanity and because you don't want to shed light to someone that doesn't deserve it,
Right.
you will pass. So that is my reason is the same as your reason. I just want to know if you
respect
could.
that.
Yeah, so I saw you do it and I respected it.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why. You know what I mean? It's just
Got
a lot
him.
of times people do want to hear the story of Rockefeller. And a lot of times I might speak about a lot of things and a little section be about things that are asked, and that's all you hear. And then it looks like I'm the guy that's saying it.
Yeah.
And then I got to hear other people, why is Damon, like all that. And then I feel a way about people that are saying it, all of that. So it just comes with a lot of layers of bullshit. And when I do talk about certain things, it's because of maybe someone's taking me to court and I need to make certain things clear because I'm honest and I'm transparent. And that's the only way I can protect myself in this moment.
Right.
Because I don't care what anybody says to me. If you're a real hustler, you always broke. Because you always
Yeah,
bet
because you got to reinvest that shit.
on what you're trying to get. So if I'm trying to get, let's say in the street,
Right.
if I'm trying to get to a bird and I'm flipping ounces, every
You
dollar,
barely making anything.
not even making it, every dollar always goes back. And then once I get to the bird, pause, I'm gonna want 100 birds. So again,
Every dollar goes back.
till I get to that buck.
That's called all money in.
And that's called, some people call it broke, some people call it all money in.
I'm not giving you $50.
I just like to say, fuck it, man. I believe in myself so much that I'm broke.
Well, I gotta ask you, what were the ventures that you had faith in that didn't work?
They've all worked.
That's a good question.
It's a matter of time. See, certain ventures
Say all of them work.
were done.
Damn crazy.
It made it work quicker because I was able to use other people's money, like Rockefeller. So what happens is I'll build the company, right? And by the time I understand how to make the money, I've spent all the money. And then I have to go to another company just to pause grow. It's growth. Right. Some people raise money, they might raise 100 million, and they can burn 100 million, and then it turns over. It's like gambling, you just keep betting the bank. But for me, as an independent, there were ways that I went and things were accelerated, but I didn't get the margin, I didn't get the lion's share, I didn't end up owning it, I couldn't pass it to my kids, and I didn't like the people I work with. So I was just like, yo, if I got this much money, I'm gonna just flip. And that's just what I do. So I flipped enough content to make a platform like American New to be able
Nobody never want to say they fucked up.
and be able to get the CPMs and the data, be able to broadcast live, be able to have all of these cameras, all this equipment, everything you see.
Right.
So let's say, you know, everything fails and I got to liquidate, then I guess I would have some bread. But while the art is on the wall and the money's in the equipment until the company turns over,
Still winning.
that's a version of broke. And you don't really, like where I grew up, if you saw somebody in the street that was getting money, you'd be like, yo, you getting all the money. They'd be like, nah, I'm fucked up. Because you know what comes after that? Let me hold some.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I gotta ask.
I'm not giving you $50.
You know, we both come from humble beginnings. When you started to really make money, was there that period of survivor's guilt?
I don't think I've ever hit that lick of really making money. I make more money than the average 99% of the world. I always have. Like
Come on, bro.
7 digits. You know, like again, when I'm broke, we still spending a couple of million a year.
Right.
But it just goes into business. That's that
Even
thing.
so, but that people from your neighborhood, how many people from that neighborhood get to that level?
Well, what I do
Once
is
you got to that level, knowing those people from the neighborhood and wanting to stay connected.
The first round of Rockefeller, I tried to look
Excuse
at
me.
everybody.
Right.
And all you could do, like if you give someone some money, that's not looking out for them, that's enabling. You have to give them an opportunity for them to grow and go be a man. So I gave everyone that opportunity. Every one of my friends.
First off, if you haven't made money with AI yet, don't worry. AI is the biggest wealth building opportunity.
Get out of here,
Go
man.
to jail. I bid with them when they came home. I put them on paper. I make sure they had a Rockefeller chain, a Jacobs watch, an apartment, and a car.
What were their duties?
It would be to find what you love. So some would run different verticals. So I might put one with the liquor. I might make one the A&R. I might put one with the movies. I might, like if you look at me when I'm in Paris or when I'm running around the world, I really got my homeboys with me. Dudes from my block. Claudie B, Kurt, Bob Alab, God bless the dead. Big Face Gary.
Big Face Gary.
Like the whole Best Out was working underneath the umbrella at that point in time.
You're talking about people who
People
are
I
already
hustled
in
with.
the habit of making the money.
Well,
I'm talking about the people who know you, the people that you feel, okay, I made it to this level, but you still fuck.
I wasn't finished.
Okay.
So that would be one round, and then the people I grew up with. So, I'm not gonna say their names, but yeah, the people who's like, one of my friends, I'll say like Radu, right? I grew up with Radu. I grew up in his house. His mother damn near raised me, and all his brothers taught me how to be a man, up to where I had to get a little bit more of a man.
Right.
But they were definitely my brothers. So Dave, Craig, all of them had jobs at Rockwood. When Darren came home from jail, he had a job at Rockwood. Like you can't say that when I'm up, I don't try to empower the people that cared about me when I was younger, whether they hustled or did not.
Right.
But I always tried to put someone in position to at least have a level way to learn the business and then to evolve.
Did it ever get sticky to the?
Always got sticky. Pause. Because if someone doesn't perform and I got to pay for it, and you got to remember I got other partners. So that was the thing is when you got 4 or 5 partners, I can't just look out for everybody. I got to get everyone's permission. So one of the issues at Rockefeller, I'll give you this, was that for me to sign an artist, Biggs had to vote, Jay had to sign off, and Lior had to sign off. So in the Kanye doc, and they were like, yo, why the paperwork wasn't done? It was because Jay wouldn't sign off. That was the problem. I couldn't get Jay and Lior to sign off. So I couldn't tell them that. It would break their heart.
Right.
But now I'm taking the blame for it. But it's all good. When Kanye wanted to do 3 videos for
Jesus
Walks, that was in the middle of me negotiating my deal to sell the company. I went to Florida and flipped on him. Like, how you gonna tell that kid what to make? And he already made the money back. He recouped. He went go, and he's gonna when he comes back to renegotiate. If we treat him a certain way, but they would be looking at me like, why can't I do 3 videos? And I'm not gonna tell them my fight. So they would just blame it on me.
Right.
So I look at this like Obama when black people are like, yo, I don't think Obama did enough for black. It's not like he could say snap his fingers executive order. He got to go get a bunch of white people to agree with it. So it's not that easy for you to help when you have partners as people would think. You understand what I mean? When things have to be done, decisions have to be made unilaterally. When a lot of people have to make decisions, you particularly cannot look out for somebody unless you can justify it.
Right.
So in order for me to be able to hire certain people, they had to do the jobs that they were hired to do. They had to do them well. I'm standing up for them, so they got to show up. And with a lot of the Rockefeller staff, where I was trying to go, they wasn't trying to go. That's why a lot of them are still in the music business. You understand what I mean? I was never really trying to stay in the music business. It was just a vertical, which it is now. You understand what I'm saying? So what I've learned is you can only look out for people that love themselves, that have a dream, that bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Like there's a band here, right? And an artist will come in.
Otherwise, you got to cut that shit short.
They start coming every day thinking they could jump on with the band and have the band just doing their shit. The band's not gonna say nothing. You know, they just love making music. But me, I'm gonna go, but what are you doing for the band? Like if you're not paying the band and you're not doing anything for the band, why should the band be playing for you? For free. Why should they just be, it's 5-piece.
Makes sense to me.
Michael Da Vinci, to me, he's about to be bigger than The Weeknd, by The Weeknd. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I already see the future for him. I'm like, bro, if you ain't trying to make some music with that man, you bugging. Because you know he about to go. But, because I already told them, I said, once they see you with me, they're going to come over for you $5 million. And I can't tell you not to go. That's what happened with Wiz Khalifa. That's what happened with Currency. It happened with Stylie. It happened with...
Oh, that's what happened.
These are all indies. They were all with me first, and then they took the deal.
Y'all all in the same game, right? That means y'all all related. You know what I mean? Like 10 years later, y'all gonna still know each other. 20 years later, y'all should still be friends. If y'all still relevant, you know what I'm saying? For that, it's like that means no matter what, y'all don't got to look out for each other.
Did you advise against it?
Hell yeah. A lot of them did it behind my back because they were ashamed. Oh my God. Stylie, the most independent, grumpy motherfucker in the world, you know Stylie. He's the one that was like, yo, I'm gonna be the most independent, da-da-da-da.
He went straight to Maybach.
I was like, you were just saying you was gonna be independent. And I remember I seen him in the airport 5-6 years later. Was it worth it? Nah. You know? Currency broke my heart. He did that one behind my back. Oh my God. I was shocked. So you
Damn, Spitter.
All the work that I have with all these artists are talking about independence.
Right.
And then they go and they sign. You can't be mad. It's an algorithm. You can't sell someone that never had $1 million not to take $1 million. Like literally with Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
He was at Woodstock.
I'll take it right now. I'm fucked up.
I'm not trying to sign them. It's just my son and my nephews knew them, loved them, told me about them. So I'm like, all right, let's just make some content. Let's make some art. And we were out there making like Muscle Car Chronicles. It was a short film. It's on American New. And he was out there, and 2 Suburbans pulled up, and this dude, Benji, and another white dude kidnapped. They just took him. He was gone. I don't know how they knew he was there. And the next thing was Black and Yellow. And then I remember, because we were putting out the records with Currency, that because he's now signed at Warner, and I'm the one that told Todd Moskowitz, I remember being in the club, I'm like, yo, you know y'all had a dude named Wiz Khalifa, and y'all dropped him. Y'all dumb, right? And walked off. Then, of course, they go, you know, they sign him and do whatever they do. You know, there's great things, but it was Black and Yellow, which was kind of contradictory to what he had been presenting on the independent level for all that time. But my point is, sometimes independent people are independent because they have to be, because non-independent people have shut the doors. And then once you start rolling on your own, then that's when they come and give you that deal. You know, and it starts with numbers like $1 million or $2 million.
In the case of Stylie, it wasn't worth it. In the case of Wiz Khalifa, would you say it was worth it?
I got to ask Wiz Khalifa that one. But me and him are still brothers. And I couldn't, so what happened was I was trying to clear the record, and Benji was really talking to me disrespectfully. Like a dude that's not from my culture talking to me any way he wanted. And I'm like, yo, I can't even fuck with you, Wiz, until you're not fucking with him. I love you to death. And that's happened between like me and Smoke Dizza and Shipes. Like he's disrespectful. Smoke Dizza. Well, we had Cootie and Shike, we did his videos initially, Crits. And I had this situation at Def Jam. So I'm like, yo, we'll put it out, distribute it, we'll make the records, we did this, that, and the third. And I
like that when he had creative control. The company.
I do it through Def Jam. So of course he backdoors me and does the deal at Def Jam without me.
Oh my God!
Ask him about it. Ask Crit about it. So like, yo, I can't. So with Smoke,
I don't like that shit.
I always was fucking with Smoke, but it was like I can't.
I don't like that shit.
You know, I still can't mess with that dude. He has to bring me an ounce at least. That would be my thing. Like if you disrespect me and do something I don't deserve when I was trying to help you, and it's gonna frustrate me, at least let me smoke off a good ounce.
Use that.
gangster, gangster.
Now it's a pound.
That was a pound,
But
nigga.
Smoke is legit. I love Smoke, and I will never let someone
Smoke,
from
that's
another
the
culture
homie.
divide us. You know what I'm saying? So it happens often.
You find like that.
Like I was in court with Currency, bro. We went to court.
Oh my God.
The deal?
Yeah. Because he signed an exclusive deal with them. And I'm like, how you going to sign an exclusive deal and we got records together? So I was putting the records out and we went through it. I don't even know what happened with that shit.
Spitter, say it ain't so, bro.
You find like the industry encourages just toxic behavior.
It only exists because of toxic behavior. They take advantage of the dysfunction of our culture. So and also this thing like now you'll sign an artist, and if he dies, you're gonna make more money.
More money.
Because of insurance. So it's just you could just tell. Like for me, if I see a kid that's making music about shit that's gonna get him killed because he's really doing it, I don't think I'm putting their records out.
Makes sense.
I'm not gonna enable that child. I'm not gonna like when I.
Hey, it's Justine, and today we are checking out the Remarkable 2, the ultimate note-taking toolkit.
Real shit.
Like when I look at young Thug, I'm like, yo, Leon and them just made a big check and he's going to jail. They make money off his music. So if they made money off that music and he's in jail for that, then all that money they made off the music should not go to them. Or how did they get all that money and he has to get a jail cell?
Facts.
And they made money off the music that's putting him in jail.
I'm not giving you $50.
I look at it from the outside.
But at the same time, you can't really look at it like.
I've been that guy that says, yo, if you're doing this, I'm not putting it out. I've done that.
Who did you do that with?
I'm not going to say they was doing shit that wasn't right. I'm not going to say that's their business. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you
name
still
start with a B.
If you still hot,
right.
If you still in the street, it doesn't make sense to get in front of a camera. It doesn't make sense because you go to jail. Like I came up where you wasn't supposed to have tattoos.
Well, I gotta be honest. Like I was influenced by the music that was coming out of you guys' creation, which I created.
Yeah,
right?
that's why karmically I had to go through it.
When Jay-Z said,
our first record was about selling drugs. Reasonable Doubt was about selling drugs. And then we made people see what I was trying to do was make people stop selling drugs.
I became a Jay-Z fan off Can I Live.
Definitely.
That alone was like.
So did I. But
he talking about.
Yeah, but we was really in the game.
Right.
And we had quit. We had quit. Like we made it. We quit. Game was over. We couldn't do it no more. Once we start talking about it, it was over.
But is there a balance of where you kind of still project the image
What
of
happened?
something you left?
You saw what happened to Biggs, bro. As soon as he started hustling, he went to jail. That was the dumbest shit in the world to me. Does not make sense to hustle and be on a camera. You can't
At all.
crime and talk about it on a camera or on a record.
At all.
Black and white. Almost you have to be lying if you're talking about crime on a record. But if you're talking about a crime you put on the record, that is the dumbest shit in the whole world, period.
Couldn't talk about it if I ain't.
Foolish.
Not on the record, bro. You cannot talk about crime, especially murder, selling drugs, if you're still doing it. It doesn't add up. And any OG around you would listen. Anyone around me.
Would you sign an artist if you felt like there was no authenticity to him?
No, I wouldn't sign him if he wasn't authentic, but he couldn't be active. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
He'd have to be in his past. Like I'm not saying, I used to sell drugs all day long, every fucking day as a child.
Right.
As a teenager to like 20, I was going hard. That was my life. That's all I knew.
You's a gangster.
I go teach in schools. You could turn that around. There's too many other options right now, especially when you have someone older than you giving you advice.
Right. But niggas don't listen.
I still have people older than me that still give me advice.
This new generation ain't listening.
So if I do some nut shit, they be like, yo, like even now, certain things I say, they be like, yo, you kind of bugging. I'm like, yo, it's the only way I can protect myself.
What was the last thing they said you was bugging about?
I don't want to say. And I answered it. I didn't say I'm going to answer anything. I'm just not offended by the question.
Right.
You know, again, a lot of time is out of respect for other people.
I get it.
So it's like I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to reactivate an issue that I spoke on, and then have to hear about it. It just reactivates it.
And that was how I felt about all that other stuff.
Right.
All right.
Sometimes the things you don't like in people are the same things that you don't like in yourself. The things you love about people are the same things that you love about yourself. So a lot of times I be giving advice, and I'm like, I'm doing the same shit I'm telling them not to do. But I just don't realize it. So I always got to look at it from a different perspective, all perspective. Like, how would I feel? Like, again, if I'm a hustle, I ain't gonna think about nothing but if the cops could figure it out. So if I'm doing any kind of jokes at all, my first thing is, how can I make it where a cop won't know it? I'm not talking about if it's comfortable for me, if it's fun. How do I make it where a policeman won't know it if I'm in the street?
Right.
That just makes it. I'm not gonna.
Makes sense.
I'm definitely not gonna make a video about it. I'm not gonna start putting it on social media. And again, it's for the OGs to say, this ain't the way you do it. Right. This is the way you go to jail. Most kids don't understand jail till they get there. They think they could do the time till they
get in that bitch and see some whole other shit.
I wish somebody would just told me.
But it's not just the time, it's the tag that comes with it.
All of it. But the time, having your freedom taken is worse than anything in the world. No matter how much money you got, if you're behind bars, you are not feeling good about life. You'll do anything to give up all your money to be free.
I hope y'all niggas listening, because he spitting Jews right there. Let's clap it up for that. Y'all niggas cut that shit out. Leave that dumb shit alone, man. Jail ain't the place you want to be at all.
Give up all this bum-ass money I could get to be free without bars. You understand what I mean? Right. Like, this independence, to be able to do it when I want, who I want, pause, is priceless to me. If I had to be told where to work, when to work, who to work with, and I'm getting a lot of money, I'm gonna hate that money. Because it means I have to spend time with people that I don't like to be around, and I'm doing things that I don't
want to do.
I'm usually not gonna be around my family.
Is everything to flip?
For now. See, at some point, it's all right to go raise money for growth. So I never raised any money for this at all. So you can't tell me that you know someone else that has a network with all this technology, with all this content, that didn't raise money. Name one person. Name one person, and I'm not saying that.
No, when I say
like,
flip, I mean
so I got to flip.
Lasting brands. Like
So meaning after I do the television network, I already know what I'm spending that money on. I'm gonna be broke.
Gotta think ahead. Yeah.
Once I sold Rockwear, I was broke the next week. Everything went into Rachel Roy.
Everything.
Everything.
How much is that?
Millions, like 8.
8 million. Now Rockwear, successful company.
Yeah.
I've noticed, like, within our culture, there's been a lot of
Rockaway used to be the shit, bruh.
But none of them sustained, like,
the urban brand, the reason why is because they didn't have a designer line to diffuse from. So to be sustainable, you have to have that line that costs so much money. You have to have retail. You know, so Ralph Lauren has Purple Label. That's the reasons why the polo shirts sell. So we always just you have to have different verticals. You always have to, like, Mercedes doesn't make their money from Maybach, but Maybach may be the reason why they sell so many 300s. You understand? It's in fashion, you have to, there's a lot of different things. We weren't taught how to survive in fashion. That's why I pivoted and did the Rachel Roy thing. Because I was a designer, and I had to have a designer line. But what usually happens is you have to lose money between 5 and 10 years to sustain. I mean, to showcase that you're really a brand. And, from there, if you could survive that 5 to 10, then you license, and, usually that's when you start making your bread. You know what I mean? Like, fashion is not an easy thing. What we were doing was leveraging our celebrity, but we weren't paying and focused on the quality of the clothes.
Because it was a flip.
It was just more like we didn't, once I learned it, I pivoted.
It was getting that bread.
Sustainable. So my job, what I wanted to do was, you know how there's LVMH? So I wanted to make Rockwear LVMH and then have different state properties, Charlotte Ronson, Rachel Roy. You understand what I mean?
Different off-string
You
brands.
see the vision. I was hustling in the future. That's why sometimes when you're around people that can't think past what you're thinking, like if someone just wants
sound
to
crazy
business and they don't want to do all the other things that I want to do, I'm not mad at you. It's just I gotta go.
Gotta keep it moving, man. Got to. I ain't mad, but I gotta keep it moving, man.
You really have.
Can't be stuck standing still.
From your logic and what you just said about clothing, how smart is it for Kanye to be selling $20 shoes?
To me, it depends on how much he's paying to make them. But he might have it might be an advertisement for something else. You understand what I mean? So like for me, you know, everybody that buys the shoe, I'm sure he's getting some data. So now he has a direct connection with everyone who wants to sell his stuff.
Got the email addresses jumping.
Sometimes I'm in rooms with Kanye and I don't agree with his business model. You know what I mean? But he has enough bread from other stuff to do that. You know what I mean? So if he didn't have bread from other things, then he couldn't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what was magic about Kanye's situation was he did not have to pay for none of the shit he was doing. Adidas was paying for it. So all that marketing, like he told you, $121 million for him because he is the commercial, went to his lifestyle. You know how many millions that is a month? Just to spend on fucking it up? That's what he did. So he was able to.
Let's be clear. He got $120 million
marketing budget to spend on himself.
Lifestyle.
Yeah. How you think everyone does that? Oh my God! I'm not talking their business, but like I suspect when
that's
I
the lick.
Or anyone that's doing that has a liquor company or whatever, and they don't do commercials, then they're the commercial.
That's what Trump be doing too.
If I see a party, if I see
heated product,
then I know if there's a business attached, I know who's paying for it. I know where the Hummer stunting comes from. So with Kanye, yeah, like if you ever seen a Kanye commercial other than the one on the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. That's he shot over his phone.
Yeah, now hold on.
I'm like, how much do you spend on the front?
Wait, listen to me. So if a commercial spot costs $7 million and the commercial costs $7 million, that's $14 million right there. That's usually what a commercial costs. So he like, don't make a commercial, just give me the money. And I'll wear the clothes, I'll make sure I'm in the newspaper, I'll be on that private jet, I'll have this spectacle, and that's the reason why the people buy it. So you gotta look at other companies, again, I don't wanna call niggas out.
Right. Labels.
Not labels, just people that have companies.
Them niggas got bread.
Things, but every time you see them in there,
I'm not giving you $50.
they're picking up a bottle of something. So $2 million, I ain't gonna do it. But either way, you know what I'm saying? My point is, because I don't want to kill niggas' hustles, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, me as a businessman, I know these things. But Kanye's been he said it. He said they froze $120 million of my marketing. I'm the marketing. The reason why they froze is because he didn't have the deal anymore. So they're like, why am I giving you $120 million to market? So that's why they froze it.
Right.
Makes sense. So think about having $120 million just to fuck up on yourself. What kind of spectacle you create?
Cutting up.
These CEO jackets, they look good on me.
Yeah. Try to give me a pound? I gave you that for free.
Yeah, I know.
Most people have to pay $300 for that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, lifestyle. You gotta figure that out.
I gotta make sure you
Bullshit. All right, moving on. What's your relationship with Kanye now?
I haven't spoken to him in a while, but he's my brother.
Oh my God!
A couple months, but every couple months. Kanye takes up.
That don't make sense.
He's a lifestyle in itself. If you work with Kanye, that's a commitment to not having a life other than he's 24/7.
Yeah. I had Sci-Hi the Prince on the platform recently.
That nigga be working.
24/7.
He pretty much said, like, when Kanye called,
you
got to drop everything.
Everything. And, I can't, like, if he called me right now, unless he's dying, I can't drop everything. Unless I'm worried about his health, I can't tell. I'm not doing that.
Why don't, you're still cool with Kanye. I'm pretty sure you got a shitload of friendships within the industry that flourished into other businesses. Why don't y'all work together?
They don't want to. They won't even post my shit on Instagram. I don't think anyone really wants to see me with some bread. I don't.
Niggas do be hating on Dame for some goddamn reason, bro. I don't know. He a hustler. I still think Dame can help a lot of niggas get some bread, man. And niggas just want that Jay-Z look. They don't want to fuck up that Jay-Z card. And that's fucked up, but that's what the fuck it is, man. That's how I see it. But I fuck with Dame. I would. I think he got a lot of knowledge on the game, and he'll steer a nigga in the right direction at least. You know what I'm saying? But from what he's saying, Currency, Wiz, all them niggas, went behind his back on some shit. That made me look at somebody, I don't know, I finna say somebody moving funny. I don't know if it's Dame or if it's them niggas. But yeah, I want to hear more about that shit.
Why Kanye won't post it? Why won't anybody post it? It's free. I don't know
Is
why.
it the relationships? Is it people?
It's free, exactly.
Because I've noticed that.
Well, if it is, it is. But to me, that's corny. Like, I don't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not thinking that way. So I'm like, I hope no one else is. But if they are, there is no side. There's no side. I just chose to live my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I chose to live my life, not someone else's.
Well,
so I'm not going to be up under Kanye or Jay or another artist all day to make money off them. I want to be up under my family.
Right.
I want to be up under myself. I want to make the things happen that I want, my point of view, my way. I couldn't give you that jacket, CEO, you know, with all the, no one would make that. Right. So I got to make it, but I do make it. I'm a very creative person. So again, not only am I in business in all verticals, I'm actually a creator in all verticals. So I'm a direct the movie, star in the movie. I'm a score the movie. I'm a make an album.
Let's get it.
So I'm gonna do it the right way. I know how to, not to say sketch, but I know how to design, get tech packs, do patterns, source fabric. I know how to do all those things. From a creator's perspective, like for every artist that I put out, I got a record that I made. For everybody that I help with a clothing line, I got my own clothing line. You got a fashion show, I got a fashion show. You got a book, I got a book. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I would tend to like a Kevin Hart. I think Kev just be mad because I be cutting him up. I just heat him up. So I'm just funnier than him when we together. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God! So he be mad. He get really mad when you. I be like, how you mad and you the most offensive nigga in the whole world?
That's just the crazy thing about it. Right? I mean, looking at this Cat Williams situation with Shannon Sharp, and all the things that Cat said about Kevin and him being an industry plan and all that, being that you were the first person to put a camera in front of Kevin.
Good question.
With Paper Soldiers.
Kev be on some sucker shit.
Oh.
One day Irv called me. Oh my God!
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, I was like, yo, because he said he was with him or whatever. I said, tell him to post my shit for the movie. And he was like, man, Kev ain't fucking with you, man. I said, why? And he was like, I guess you caught him in the Barney's with Uggs and teased him in front of his girl. I'm like, he's mad about that?
He had Uggs on?
Oh my God!
You want to see?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah, you got my phone? My phone.
Can we put this on screen? Can we
I always cut it.
Exhibit A.
Cut
Here is how you can generate all these ad creatives under 1 minute. So, the first thing...
Caught him slipping with the Uggs on.
I'm gonna hit you up. Listen, my man's name. I don't like it.
Oh my God.
He's an all-black ninja Ugg man right now. I don't know who he's turning into, but I'm heating him up right now, bro.
You're missing it too.
I'm doing a movie. He's looking like a feminine ninja right now.
I can't talk to them.
Yo, you got crunch?
Got him.
Yo, Cam, if he ever bothers you again, look at these Uggs, right?
Gotta draw down on him, bro. I see why Kevin Hart ain't fucking with him.
When you wearing these Uggs.
Oh my God!
Cam, you see him? You see him? Cam, you see him? Don't play with me.
Cam, I dare you to ask
And his breath stink bad right now. Ask his girl how bad his breath stink right now. This nigga eating mayonnaise gum. I don't know what's going on. You got crunch. Yo, I'm killing him.
Okay, that's it.
But what happened was he had called Cameron and he teased Cameron like some shit. Like so Cameron called me like, yo, you know, I came around. I mean, you know, I ran into Kevin. You know, he said some slick shit that was kind of funny. I'm like, what?
Oh, so you like being the big brother?
He did the Cam voice.
So I said, he knows you with me. I got him next time I see it. And yo, it just so happened the next week, I hadn't seen Kevin in a while.
Right.
I'm walking through Barney's with my daughter. I got a dog I don't usually have out, Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in tight leotards with Uggs on.
Oh my God!
Yo, you got on Uggs? And I'm like, yo, Cam, don't ever let this, like, I'm gonna show it to you. You bring me my phone, I'm gonna show it to you.
Did you record this? You recorded this?
I posted it up. But you know, it's jokes and shit.
Yeah, right.
Like I went to a Jay-Z concert with my daughter.
Ain't take the jokes too far.
She was 15, so she's 20, about 10 years ago.
Right.
And everyone was shocked to see me, but again, you know, to me, like that, the relationship I had with him was like, I would be like, yo, if I needed some tickets or some shit, I said he always gave me carte blanche, Jay, a gentleman.
Right.
So he made sure I was there. I walked through the, you know, I'm there with my daughter and all that shit. And Emery started passing me some of that drink they got, and that shit got me too drunk.
Duce?
Yeah, Duce, I think he spiked that shit. I got way too drunk.
Right.
Oh my God. Chicken wing and all that shit. You know, I got it all on tape. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck you up. He's like my little brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I guess he was mad over it.
The Uggs?
But I do have the Uggs, and I think because his
What
girl
color?
was there.
What color were they?
They were all black with, the fuzzies.
Were they matching? They both
I'm
had
gonna-
the
That's fucked up with nigga girl
They
there.
have the Uggs on.
I was like, why? And then like his breath was crazy. So I'm like, oh, that's right? And I'm like, ask your girl, right? I'm like, ask your girl right now to smell your breath. Like if you don't, I'm not even snapping. This shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's for yeah. I see why he ain't fucking with you,
You
Dane.
wake up, it shouldn't smell like that.
He ain't fucking with
You don't
you.
even smoke. So, yeah, so
You's a gangster,
But yeah, I'm like, you know, for some reason, everyone always finds some little bitch ass reason not to want to look out for things that don't cost $1. They just won't post my shit. So either way, Kanye will not post.
I see why I was. Wait a minute, I had to take it back.
But he will never post.
I might see why these niggas ain't fucking with you, Dave. If you doing niggas like this in front of their girls and shit.
Oh my God!
This nigga is crazy.
You ever seen him post my shit?
No.
I've asked. Like, don't think the conversation- all right, boom. Tiffany Haddish was in my spot in Burbank, right? And we, you know, she's the coolest to me. She will help. She will post. I love Tiffany Haddish. I don't care what nobody says.
But she seemed cool though.
And we done made music, wrote scripts, and she was in the spot, and I'm like, call Kev. So she FaceTimes Kev, and we talking. I'm like, yo, why you won't post my shit? He's like, yo, I'm not gonna post you with basketball shorts doing rock and roll. So I'm like, nigga, you watching me and you won't post it? So when I walked away, he thought I walked away. I see him going,
Oh my God!
get out of there as soon as possible. I'm like, yo, what type of time you want? I don't know if he was joking, but it was like, he telling him to get out of there.
He joking.
So yeah, that's my man. And you know, they have their little ways or whatever it is. I don't feel a way. I still love them all when I see them. But you know, I don't know why they don't support.
But does it disappoint you? Of
course
to,
it does.
To see like, yo, the opportunities that I gave
This
out.
is what I want. Anyone that interviews Kev, and he'll say it, Dane put me on, put me in my first movie. Why you won't post this shit? You got to ask those people.
Do you believe that after that movie, that's what like
Nah,
Cat
we-
Williams calling him a plant? How realistic is that?
I don't know. I mean, he would do things like, for example, they
Uh-oh.
asked me to produce Soul Plane, and I got offended because I didn't like white people making money off making fun of us. So I was like, yo, you need to watch it.
No offense, like Kev, I've seen plenty of stuff that I fuck with, but Soul Plane, I could never feel comfortable sitting in a movie theater watching people laugh at.
It was too niggerish.
Not us doing
That
it. So
just never.
he came through, was like, I'm doing
Too
Soul Plane. I'm
niggerish.
like, you are? I just walked away from that movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never do that. So, I wouldn't braid another man's hair on a billboard. Like, I wouldn't do that. I don't care if it's Will Ferrell. I don't care who it is.
Right.
The hell?
Oh my God!
I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So he has done things that I know I didn't raise him to do, but he has a different kind of comedy. But I'm not judging
Just
him.
being
This nigga crazy. It's funny.
that you wouldn't do. Correct.
Yeah, but
Right.
like fucking Marlon Brando. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely. I'm not doing a lot of shit he would do.
Sheesh.
That's what they said. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm definitely.
Oh, son, bitch, I got a shotgun. I'll blow your bag by the head back out that goddamn door.
Rich. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Shit.
But
Yeah, no.
yeah, I mean, that was a different time.
I got a shotgun.
But my point is, I'm not judging them. I'm just saying, just repost my shit. I was never mad at him for doing anything he's done. It's just not what I would do. But
Just not reposting.
now, but I'd be like, I would be a lot nice if you.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Would post my shit. Yeah, that would be cool. Just post it.
Free shit too. That shit don't cost nothing,
I
man.
honestly, I just don't think. I think that people do a lot of taking of my ideas, and they know that if I have the money to make my ideas come true, then
It's
they
a
want
lick.
people to copy, go raise money.
Mhm.
So you might remember, I was the first person. I had creative control before any television network. All those things, I was the first person to do. I just didn't have the funding to do it. I have the ideas, and I have to do them myself. Even
Yeah, and it take longer.
iPod, I had the Rock Box.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm very
I
innovative.
remember the rock box.
Yeah, I just don't have the cash. I just don't raise the cash. I don't like to use the devil's money. If you,
Why?
Because then you work for the devil.
Facts.
When you say the devil, who's the devil, bro? Like,
He know who the
people that
devil
are
is,
not
man.
creative.
like, because you know, when you start dabbling into the millions and the people behind stuff and the people that's able to put up this money, we hear a lot of talks about like devil worship and rituals and all types of stuff.
I didn't mean in that specific.
He didn't say like that.
And money, that's just evil. That's not. If it's exploitive.
You know who he
people that are
talking about.
creative, making money off creative, and they get more money than the creative. But to me, that's just evil. And I like to live the opposite. Spell evil backwards. That's me. Live.
Right.
What's the dash?
Shout out to Loaded Lux.
And the dash is a life, and there's the day you're born, there's the day you die. That dash in between is the life. I'm Dame Dash. I'm Dame Life.
Say word.
Album man.
Usually when I say it always
Bars. Yeah, that's dope.
That's why I make records sometimes. I just freestyle. I just talk that shit to a beat. It should be fly.
How do you feel about people talking about this dress wearing thing as a passage, a rite to passage?
I'm not wearing.
Since you didn't do soul playing, did you feel
I'm
like
not wearing a dress.
Right.
That's that.
That's
So
that.
End of that.
But you wouldn't hold it against someone that
I'm
did.
gonna tease you, yeah. I got jokes. So you're gonna wear a dress and you're gonna braid a nigga's hair. I gotta tease you, yeah. Because on the friend
and wear
level,
Uggs.
on a friend level,
Can't forget that part.
just on the friend level.
Right.
You know, the other shit you was talking about, like you were like, leave that alone. I was like, I mean, I got jokes.
Right.
You understand? Like, I got jokes.
Right.
You know, so for certain things, I got jokes. So if you're gonna come around, if you're gonna wear a dress, I'm gonna cut you up for sure. And if I wear a dress, all my friends is cutting me up. They're like, nah, because I snap too much to get mad if somebody tries to tease me.
Right.
So if I slip, yeah, I'm not wearing no dress. The nigga that invented pause. Like from the crew that invented.
Yeah, you can't crack on no nigga if you ain't gonna. Goddamn, can't take it.
Pause again. We play that on the show all the time, man.
I know, I made it up. We made it up.
Do you believe there's an agenda though to emasculate black men, or at least to project that image towards?
I think anything that makes us feel weak or look weak and make them not feel as intimidated, yeah. Definitely. I think there's always been.
They should be nervous. Keep them nervous.
Is that the type of mindsets that you had to fight against in the industry?
Yeah, all day. Bitch ass niggas for sure. Dudes that should have vaginas, yes. Pause. All day.
See, I kind of like.
Forex.com, committed to helping improve your
I know you just
skills with
putting on for the camera,
exclusive
Mouth Hoffa, but
Kind of like relate
come on,
to
bro.
you in the sense of get out your fucking feelings and let's,
Dudes aren't supposed to have that much emotion.
Yeah.
But also,
Gotta get that money, man. But you gotta have.
Vlad was trying to always talk shit about me again.
Gotta have morals and shit.
I had to check him, you know what I'm saying, a couple times.
Self-respect and dignity.
Whatever.
Fuck that.
I don't like the questions he asks people. I think they get people in trouble. And I think he's conscious of when he asks those questions that they could get people in trouble. But either way.
Okay, no.
I don't
Because at the same time, I have to refute this because if I'm going to be around Vlad, now it's going to look like I'm the guy around the guy that asks the weird questions. Not.
He asked you some weird questions about me, and you were like, you told the truth. The question is, my question to him is, why you keep asking questions about Damon so much? Why am I so important? You know, because to me.
You're Dame Dash.
Yeah, but also to me, like, if I'm like a policeman or a Fed, I'm looking at every Vlad show. If I was a Fed, I'd look at every show. Yeah.
Apparently the Feds watch
Right.
all of us.
Every time he says my name, he got the Feds fucking hearing my name. That bothers me. Yeah, you don't bother you. He ain't doing that to you.
No, but okay. Boosie came on my show.
Okay.
And Boosie was like, look, I keep it 100 across the board. I don't lie about nothing. I'm always about the truth. And jokingly, I said to him, Boosie, you can't keep it real in every situation. And he was like, try me. I'm like, you riding in the car, This is me not even thinking, oh, this nigga got a gun case right now. You riding in the car, police pull you over.
Oh, yeah,
you,
I
you
got
gonna
him
tell
jammed
you gonna
up.
tell the niggas?
Right.
And then he broke down a scenario. Of course, it's the old school thing, like youngest in the car, whatever. But he generalized it. However, the feds tried to use that in his bail hearing.
So the feds are watching me too.
Yeah, they're watching me too.
Yeah. But you don't bring my name up in every fucking interview. He does.
Right.
For no
And
reason.
everyone?
I mean, every time because I don't look at Vlad, but people send it to me. So yeah, it's like it's a lot of interviews that he shouldn't be bringing my name up. I have nothing to do with the person he's asking, and he's always asking their opinion on me.
Yeah.
To me, it's just to make me hot. I don't know why, but anytime that to me, to whoever on that show.
Depending on what they asking them about, though.
You are being watched by the feds. Period.
there's
That's a fact, right? If you're on that show, the feds have seen you.
9 times out of 10, hell yeah.
Because now I gotta say it's the same thing with me.
Then it might be.
I think that once you started putting RICO cases on entertainers,
bro, you know,
we all
everybody.
I'm
watching a lot of people talk reckless on microphones lately. The police don't even have to go undercover.
At
on the microphone, and they're starting to talk about their business.
I don't like that shit, for sure,
you know, I wouldn't do that.
I don't like that shit.
That's just me. Like, you know, for me, and again, I'm not talking about nothing or doing anything where the police should be on my head on any level. So I'm like, why would that platform keep bringing me up if they're not trying to make me hot?
But if you're not doing nothing, then
Right.
you can't get hot.
You're bugging. They can accuse you of doing things you're not doing all the time. They could always paint and frame a picture. If someone's not watching, then now they are. It doesn't matter. I just, again,
Well, for the record, for the people that don't
I put
know.
it like this. I have PTSD. So feds and all that shit, based on what I've seen them do with my friends and all that other shit, I ain't mad at the feds, but I don't want them talking about me in the same conversation that you're talking about other criminals. I want them to talk about me when it comes to education. Why you don't ask you, what about Damon going to the schools? What about all the education and the books that Dame sold? Why he never ask you about that? Why you don't ask you about the OSG, the principles, and all the jail reform and the vegan shit? Why the dumb shit?
But you gotta admit, they ain't like there's a lot of platforms that don't ask about stuff like that.
But he's asking about me. Right. I'm saying a lot of platforms don't ask about me all the time. So if you're gonna ask about me, why only say one thing consistently, not say everything? Why you only bringing up one thing that's bullshit? Like someone's opinion, another man's opinion of another man is not the question that I think another man should be asking. On a platform that the police look at daily.
Well,
stop saying, just stop saying my name. Just leave me the fuck alone. That's all. Period.
I think you guys should have a sit down, man.
I don't sit down for what? So the police could be there? Anytime someone that I don't think is comfortable around tough people, that I don't think is so tough, I think that they have the police behind them. Period. I think he could blow a whistle at any time and they're gonna jump out. I think he has that with a couple of people I think that do.
Well, then you gotta so we're talking about security?
No, the police.
The folks.
Like, folks. You know when niggas is undercover, they come out in the van and be like, ooh, SWAT teams and shit. I think he got the SWAT team
It's
whistle.
usually like a phrase or word like, "It's so happy to see you," and then everybody.
I think he got the SWAT team whistle.
I don't think so. I know personally,
bro.
I know personally, Vlad has lawyered up to keep footage away from the.
That's what I would do too, bro. If I wanted people not to think I was a Fed.
Got him.
Being that Vlad is white.
Talking to black people. He's doing a lot of Italian shit too, though.
Right. Do you feel like, do you trust white people?
I trust people. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust human nature.
Human nature.
Yeah, people, I don't trust scared people. They do whatever they could do to survive, and they're usually sneaky about it.
Yeah. I had a couple people like that worked for me.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Sneaky people will never do anything in front of you, pause. It's always in back of you.
They'll show you all their teeth.
Yeah, people will never have, they
Love
don't want
to see you, man. This is a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're not looking, they don't even want the credit for it.
You think it's a handicap being what we would label a real nigga?
Nah, I'm a superhero. I'm a handicap to them. I don't want to work with those people. I don't. They don't stop me from doing nothing.
But it seems like a lot of other people that you put on, that you worked with,
They went
don't want to work with you.
Oh my God! I don't do my business that way. We've chose a different path. There's a lot of people that do want to work with me, but usually when you have to work with them, it's going to contradict. Like if we used to hustle together and now you work with the police, do you think I'm working with you anymore?
If you're still hustling, no.
If we used to hustle and you used to hustle and now you work with the police,
in what way?
Telling. Then no. So that's what I'm not doing. You know what I mean? I have my morals. I don't look the other way. So yeah, if I see someone that's compromised, like if you're not the person I met and you're not living by the principles that we signed on to, then we're definitely gonna go our separate ways.
Right.
You think I would ever end up in court with guys I used to sell drugs with? The fuck is that?
All right.
And we don't have to go there, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but let's figure out the fine line between that. I remember Cameron did an interview with I can't remember what channel it was, but they asked him if there was a serial killer.
I think what he meant to say is, if you're a civilian or a criminal, if you're a civilian, you tell the police. Right. If you're a criminal, you handle that yourself.
At this time,
he just didn't know how to articulate it correctly. You understand what I mean? Like, right. You have 60 minutes and shit. You're not gonna say the exact right thing.
Are you a civilian?
I'm a civilian, but I still live by certain ideals. I have ideals. I'm not.
Sure.
I'm not gonna be mad.
Would you call the cops on a serial killer?
Right now?
Yeah.
But if I was in the game, I'd take care of that myself. If I gotta tell the cop to call the cops.
Right.
So we're from, you don't testify if somebody shoots your man, you kill that guy.
Right.
If you're in the game. Now, if you're a civilian, then you go to court. I'm not mad at the policeman for being a policeman, but if you sign on and you put your friends in jail so that you don't go to jail,
you sucker shit.
I don't like that shit.
If you do the crime, you should do the time.
I don't like that shit.
Have you been following the YSL case?
I possibly can.
What do you think about it?
I told you I think about it. I think that it's a shame that he's the only one that's sitting there and a lot of people made money off him. And they got to keep their money. Like when you get caught selling drugs, they take your car.
You're basically talking about Leo.
And all the money that you made from
Freeze
that.
your account,
So if he made money from things that are supposedly illegal, then if they're going to take his money, they should take their money too. I don't like people selling the company and then other people go to jail. I don't like that. So somebody made a whole bunch of money and then off people that are now on trial, something about that don't seem right. And they're using the lyrics from the shit you made money from to use it against them. Something about that just don't seem right.
Do you think that should be allowed?
I think if you're hustling, then you should not be talking about it.
Facts.
At all. We're talking about Rockefeller Records.
Rockefeller Records, we had to quit hustling, bro.
Right, okay. So
and what he's saying, if you're doing it.
Still giving the history of it, correct?
Kind of, yeah.
So.
Specifically not, but yeah. Yeah, we were young. I won't do that anymore. So I don't think if someone used to hustle, and if you caught a body or something, you definitely don't need to be rapping about that. But if you used to hustle and it's past that statute of limitation, I don't think it's bad to reflect on it, to learn from it. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're still active and you're illegal and you're still doing drug deals, it would not make sense to be rapping about it. Like the lynch mob, right, Lou? I used to tease them because they were the lynch mob. They used to have shirts that said the lynch mob.
It's crazy.
And I'd be like, y'all going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. And I'm young. I'm like, y'all bugging.
Right.
We would be like, they are bugging.
That's how I felt.
Advertising.
When Bloods and Crips came to New York, I was like, let me get this straight. All right, so we wear this rag so that we can be identified by law enforcement and the enemies we don't know.
Right.
For what? What are we doing this for? It never made no sense to me.
Well, the guys I know that are really like that, they don't wear the colors. You would never know.
Yeah, you would never know. And I figured that out later.
Yeah, the real guys don't
Yeah.
that I know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know that they were like
the
that.
other guys, they're like billboards. The guys that wear the sign on the street and be like, yo, take my flyer. It's advertisement.
Right. You don't advertise criminal activity.
Right.
So again, I'm not knocking them because they're young. They don't know. I just wish the OGs would talk to them.
Well, how did you feel?
Or they would listen to the OGs. Niggas talk to them. They don't listen to that
gang
shit.
culture.
I was
well, West Coast gang culture coming to New York.
I was gone by that time out the street. I was about 10 years removed, but it definitely when it come back around, it would be me. Because when I was outside, there wasn't really any gangs at all. It was blocks. And there's places I go to that don't abide by that either. Like, you know, like I don't see none of that really out here.
What do you think about people making the argument that Dipset had a heavy influence on that in New York?
They did.
How did you feel about it at the time?
I felt bad. My nephew wanted to be a gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this ain't even for you. And he was such and such is. So I had to get that person on the phone to tell him, like, yo, that ain't the way. But definitely karmically, my children were affected by the shit. That's why I had to pivot. You gotta remember, I retired.
Man, y'all, you knew what they were doing, bro.
I was done with Rockefeller at 35.
35.
I was still a kid, but I was done. I was still a kid. I've been retired. It was like 20 years ago. It's 2023. Rockefeller was 25.
Yeah, that's
it was
crazy.
2005.
Here looking at you, 80, like what the fuck? Wow, oh shit.
Yeah, I did it all really young.
Yeah.
Like I know that I was a sight to see, but I didn't know that until I was older. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I ain't never seen an 18-year-old do what I was doing, or 19, 20, 30. Like I was doing a lot, you know, even what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? But they still talking. I mean, I must have been a sight to see. They still talking about shit I did 20 years ago.
Yeah. Did you guys really?
Oh, nice.
Drinks. Thank you. Thank you.
So I fucks with you.
Wait.
Right. Appreciate you. To real niggas live.
Real niggas live.
All right, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all pulling in, man. We were just rambling through YouTube pockets, man. I was just scrambling through, just finding any old thing, reacting to it. Appreciate y'all niggas pulling up on me, man. Facebook, YouTube. We'll probably be back later on this morning doing something. I don't know what, but we'll be doing something. So subscribe to the channel if y'all ain't. Tig Nitty Run the City, No Cap Rap News. We out.